BMC Toner Solutions can save you up to 50% off retail on your printer ink cartridges. Extra large inkjets, just $12.99 for black and $14.99 for color. Just call 704-862-7333. They're open 9 to 5 Monday through Thursday, 9 to 2 on Friday, open every third Saturday from 9 to 2. The new BMC Toner Solutions, now open at 410 East Franklin Boulevard in Gastonia. Here's some good news from Ferguson Ace Hardware in Cherryville. Ferguson's is now your dealer for Cashwell appliance parts, kitchen, laundry, and small appliance parts. Get your appliance parts now at Ferguson Ace Hardware. And while there, see the Key Man. Get your keys made. Plus, they carry car fobs too. Don't go out of town. See Ferguson Ace Hardware, Highway 150 East in Cherryville, and see their page at whatsupshopper.com.
Thanks for help bringing the economy back. One local purchase at a time.
Kind of uplifts you and you feel better.
It's the greatest comeback of all time.
Shop local with whatsupshopper.com, Carolina Country, and The Boss.
The game plays right here.
Are you ready for some football?
Your sports leader, WOHS Shelby, WLON Lincoln, and WCSL Cherryville Gastonia.
Hello, this is Milton Baker inviting you to listen to NASCAR Racing right here on WCSL 1590 AM, 92.3 FM, and KTCBroadcasting.com.
Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin Hastings, Hunter Yancey, Tom Sanfani, and Terry Reinhardt.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Friendship Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Saturday Morning Sports Talk and Friendship Nissan of Forest City. We're here eating our breakfast. Hunter's finishing up his. I don't know if JP goes to bed before me, and I know he wakes up after me, and he gets here after me, and he's like, I can't make it. I'm struggling. I'm going to sleep all day. What do you do at home all night that makes you so tired?
I sleep.
You sleep.
Yeah.
And it does not help.
I just don't
obviously.
get enough sleep. That's the only problem.
I think you need to look at the reverse of that. I think you need to work on, like, how about taking like 4 or 5 hour naps at a time?
That's what I'll be doing later today because I go to work.
That'll
early.
repower you instead of you trying to sleep 10 hours at a time. Then when you get 8, you're like, oh.
I try to take naps, believe me.
You're like a teenager, JP. Well, good morning, everybody. For everybody that's up bright and early this morning, I've been up bright and early. I saw Matt Chapman at his work this morning about 6:45 this morning. And after their big game last night, Hunter, East Lincoln and Bandy's had a wild, weird game last night. I'm sure you're going to be excited to hear about that as East Lincoln wins 24-20. We're going to get over the scores and more here in just a second. Today, though, however, we've got broadcast West Lincoln at Lincoln today on WLON. Special broadcast announcers Tom Sinafani and Danny Aker will have the call from Lincoln and Tom gets to come over to Lincoln County. Now, first thing you need to know, Tom, don't do like most of these Cleveland County folks, right, Terry? Like Dennis, who calls it West Lincolnton, or East Lincolnton, or North Lincoln.
West Lincoln.
Lincoln, right, Terry?
That's it.
I had to give.
Just
I
remember
have
that,
to give them
Tom.
boys.
West Lincoln.
I got to correct them sometimes. I don't know if some of those boys ever been in Lincoln County. So Tom's going to be on that day with Danny Aker. I'm sure we'll have a very, very good quality broadcast there at 1 o'clock. They're going live at 12:30. Probably last time they were from the rooftops of Lincoln High School there in the press box. Then at 7 o'clock tonight, Brent Pasco and Robbie Roop will have Crest versus Hunter Huss at Stuart Kramer. You got that? Notes? Everybody taking notes? Crest at Hunter Huss. No, Crest versus Hunter Huss at Stuart Kramer. So we're going to do that. Other games on Saturday today, Hickory at Forest View, North Lincoln at Maiden today is at 3 o'clock. South Caldwell and Freedom got postponed, corona issues, and East Burke and Bunker Hill today, and West Iredale and Patton will be today. So there's your Saturday lineup. Newton Conover open this week. Hunter, you ain't been here. You got to read the scores. Go, buddy.
We'll start with our scores. East Lincoln 24-20 over Bandy's. Community School of Davidson 31-20 over Cherryville. South Point puts 45 up on East Rutherford. East Rutherford puts up a goose egg. Shelby 20, Burns 18. That was a really close game there. East Gaston falls to Chase 55-12. RS Central 48-42 over Mountain Island Charter. Defense was not in the equation. Stuart Kramer 54, North Gaston 6. Kings Mountain 41-0 over Ashbrook. Thomas Jefferson 61-0 over Christ the King. Union Academy falls to Pine Lake Prep by a measly 52-0. Highland Tech 27-8 over Bessemer. West Caldwell 13, Fred T. Ford 0. High Wrighton 56-6 over Drawn. Watauga 49-13 over St. Stephen's, and Alexander Central 39 over McDowell's 7.
Wheels have fallen off that McDowell wagon, haven't they? They started out with a win, and I think they've lost 3 straight. Of course, I think they were. No, it was RS Central that was number 1 in the poll last year after they beat McDowell. So I remember on Kevin's schedule. Has that been coming out every week, Kevin? Have you got your power poll of all the teams? So interesting to see what that looks like.
It does. Oh, you want to know what it looks like? I don't think you want to do after last night.
That's okay. I'm a man. I can take it. It was.
You better be today.
Yeah. But you notice you would have stayed in bed, Terry. I'm a real man.
Terry came with his troll clothes on today, so he's ready to rock.
Yeah, but it's okay.
Terry, what time did you wake up this morning?
4 o'clock.
He doesn't wake up at 4 o'clock.
Oh yes,
he just tells you.
every day but Sunday. Every day but Sunday.
Terry was in his sweats, Rocky style this morning, getting ready to after Ohio State lost last night and then Burns got beat.
I do want to say,
I want to be there.
I do want to say this: the people sending all the death threats and everything to EJ Liddell. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, the way fans treat these players and what they say to these players. Yeah. Is just absolutely ridiculous.
We've talked about it before. Fan is short for a fanatic.
Yeah, but
fanaticals.
But at the same time,
it's not an excuse.
It's not an excuse. But
it's not an excuse. No,
some people take the fanatic to an extreme, and
there's a lot of people that can't walk and chew gum, and you're wanting to send death threats to a guy who had a bad night. They had a bad night. They got beat. They're down a couple guys. They got a couple guys out, and I'm sure that's hurt him too. But I mean, it's one of those things. I mean, they got beat. What can you say? Like, people texted me yesterday. I said, what do you want me to say? Got beat.
I've never quite understood why people do that.
Yeah,
because I look at him and I'm like, well, if it was so easy, why weren't you out there playing ball?
It's just
why didn't you go do it and help them win?
The social media has made this anonymity to people to be such a jerk. And it's just, go say it to his face. I mean, he's like 6'8". 240 pounds. Go ahead and tell the guy to his face you're going to kill him and see what happens.
Well, that's the good thing and bad thing about the Twitter is you can follow someone like famous's immediate statements. You send the message immediately. There's the bad part of it, which is idiots
send
and
the bad-
harassment
you
and
send
the
the bad
and the bad messages.
Well,
And-
I mean, if you have stuff like that, and I understand what Tom's talking about, why didn't people send Georgia Tech then? Their leading scorer in the ACC never got to play yesterday, and they get beat by Rutgers. I mean, come on, get real. It's going to happen. You're going to be without players. Things are going to happen. They get injured in a game, and you're taken out. But, Ohio State had a great year, but y'all are out. UNC had a great year, but you know what? You are out. Appalachian State had a great year. You know what? You are out. Wait a minute. North Carolina State plays next week. You're exactly right.
Terry. Oh, my gosh.
So we're going to bring up the
North
non-invited
Carolina
tournament.
State was never in to be out, Terry.
North Carolina State
You
will
were
be
never
playing
in the
next
party.
Thursday against Colorado State.
Y'all are the parties over here at the booming at the house, and Terry's and the dorks are down here hanging out playing ping pong. Not at the party where all the girls.
I'm glad they call it the NIT.
He's down there with
because
Terry. You're
it's
in there
not
with
the
Coach
National
K.
Invitational Tournament. It's the not invited tournament.
The
Can't
not,
spell
the
North
not
Carolina.
important tournament.
Right.
You can't spell
That's what I
North
call
Carolina State without NIT.
North Carolina State does play again. While all the rest of them
Isn't there
sent it
one
out.
more? Isn't there one more tournament besides the NIT?
CBI and the CIB.
Are they
Mhm.
still
Two
doing?
more.
Are they still doing those?
Yeah.
All the-
CBI tournament I know is going on.
All the teams play again this year, Terry. They'll play in November, December.
But if I had like if I had a year where I was like 13 and 20, I would just say, nah. I mean, I don't know why all these teams want to play the
Nah.
tournament. I'm good. We're done. Let's go ahead and mop up the hardwoods and do some recruiting so we can compete next year.
Today we've got NFL, all kinds of news, quarterback news. Hunter's got a new quarterback. I figured you'd come in here if your chest hair out today, Hunter.
Chest hair out, sunglasses on, maybe a Hawaiian shirt or something.
Terry, what are y'all
on.
going to do now that Dalton's gone to Chicago? Who's
That
your
hurts
starting
us.
quarterback?
Well, we know who the starting quarterback is.
Who's your starting quarterback?
We keep hearing, though, that Washington's Alex Smith might become our backup. So,
Good for
you know.
him.
Bring in a winner.
Good
There
for
you
him.
go. So we've got
He
NFL
can
to
coach
talk
with Dak.
about.
He can tell Dak what it's like to come back off of a leg injury.
Yep.
Yeah.
We got NFL playoffs. NBA regular season to talk NFL playoffs. NBA regular season to talk about. We've got NCAA tournament to go over. We've got NASCAR. Terry, 1 week away from Bristol.
Wow.
Next weekend's going to be so much fun.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What a
I'm
hater.
going to tell you something.
It's going to be awesome, Terry.
I was listening to the race show before our show comes on.
Right, PRN at the track.
Yeah, and that was pretty neat. I mean, you don't realize how much time they had to go into getting the right dirt, having it packed the right way, having the moisture on the track for, more RPMs that the cars can turn. I mean, I learned a lot just from listening to that before I got here.
I try to tell people all the time, like that you watch a NASCAR race or listen to one, that you learn way more about cars and other things that you never would. You watch a basketball game, you hear, watch a Bill Walton game, you're going to hear the breakdowns of the pick and roll off.
Yeah.
God.
You know how long it took?
You're going to also hear like
Or Vitale, are you going to hear those?
yeah,
Maybe
Confucius
and I love
quotes and all
Dickie
that
V.
stuff.
Yeah, maybe y'all wasn't paying attention too much, but you know how long it took them to figure out how to construct the track to get that dirt on the track the way it should be?
Yeah, what?
2 years.
It's probably a lot of engineering.
Yeah,
Mm.
and cut some of the
feels
pavement
like,
out so
to
it'd
me-
be
Terry,
level
it's like
going
the boys
around.
down over in Cherokee County just put something together.
That's what I'm saying. It's not like just
It's
throwing
Bristol.
dirt out
You
there.
know, it
and
just
go.
feels like
No.
to me that's what just NASCAR has become a lot of, is more on the engineering aspect of it. Hmm.
My daughter's buddies who are in engineering, that's why they're so into NASCAR. They love it because they're into all that stuff. But I'm just glad, Terry, you're not crying. I mean, you're actually showing like I'm interested in this. This is interesting to me, instead of just crying.
Well, it
at
was
the race
interesting
Sunday.
this morning. Now, when they get out there next week and Kyle Busch falls to the back of the pack, I'm gonna be very mad.
Well, Terry, that's every race so far in the past about year and a half. Speaking of that, you're just talking engineering, Hunter. I was reading the Fords, Harvick, Cole Custer and the gang are having trouble this year. Basically, Rodney said that they made some changes to the wheel housing of the rear end. and they haven't figured it out yet. NASCAR made a change to it, and their program hasn't figured it out yet, and so they've lost 60 to 70 pounds of downforce compared to what they were running on some of these tracks last year, and they're struggling to find it. So,
well, and as they would say in the video game world, I believe that NASCAR nerfed the Fords from how dominant they have been.
Now,
They've kind of said,
Terry,
we're going to slow you down a little bit.
Now he's got one championship, right?
Harvick.
Right.
One? Yeah.
Okay.
But he's got a ton of wins.
Well, right. And one thing that we've got, and that people need to realize when they, we talk these all-time greats and how we're going to go forward. Is Kyle Busch an all-time great? He's got one title. Well, it really, what I want to say is puts into perspective. You have to say about Knaus and Johnson with 4 different cars winning the 7 different titles, and for Knaus but just look at Rodney Childers. They've been dominant for how many years? NASCAR makes one change to the rear end of the same car, and now they're nowhere. They're in the middle of the pack. So for Knaus to go through 4 different cars and keep Jimmy at the front there of Hendricks, I think people need to be careful before they start talking on some of these all-time guys and let them win 3, 4. I mean, Jeff Gordon, with 4 is what he's got. So he was pretty successful for a while. So that's that. We got NASCAR to talk about today. We're going to break that down. And
I thought we already were.
No, that's not it. Oh. This is the opening segment, Hunter.
Okay.
Opening segment. Do you want to, what do they call it when you come out and dance? The Forenza? I'm just making up words. What is it called, Tom? I have to sit there and watch these dancers do it. You know what I'm talking about.
Sort of, kind of.
When Bugs Bunny comes out. Dun, 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 dun,
I don't know.
Okay, we'll go with that.
Are we talking about dinner and a show?
Yeah.
What is this, breakfast and a show?
All right.
Literally.
We've got NCAA, prep football, NCAA. I said NCAA, all right. NBA and more.
Look at us, got them all.
Anything on baseball? We had some baseball this way. Tom, Dad responded Terry about your track. They said they should have called the boys over at Cleveland County Fair. They did that thing in a week.
See, there you go.
NASCAR. Now it could be a thing, Terry, where when you ask somebody to do something in the corporate world, they spend $10 million figuring out what to do before they put a shovel in the ground. So,
but he was talking that they had checked on dirt out from out west to Tennessee to the north to the south, because every place has different dirt,
right?
And
they just need to put some of that red clay.
Whoa!
All right, Tom, you asked here before we go to break. You're up to date day by day because we change games every day now in high school football. We'll play every day of the week, but Sunday, this is your up to date power poll. Number 10, North Lincoln, with 4 power points at 2-1. Burns is number 9. You guys dropped from 2 to 9 with the loss last night. You have 4 power points at 3-1. Maiden has 4 power points at 2-0. Now remember, Maiden and North Lincoln play today, so one of those is getting knocked out right there, and the other one's moving up actually probably to 5th place. Pine Lake Prep's got 4 wins and 4 power points. So they beat 4 1A teams, but they've been impressive across the board with their wins. South Point is number 6. They're 3-1 overall. Lost you guys by 1 point. Thomas Jefferson, 6 points overall. They're 4-0 on the season at number 5. Number 4 is East Lincoln, 7 points overall, 4-0 on the season. Number 3, Shelby Golden Lions, 1, didn't move up any spots. They stay in the same spot. You guys lost and dropped 7 spots. So
how was South Point ahead of us when we got the same record and head-to-head we beat them?
They got more power points.
That
5-4, Tom.
This shows you the insanity of this poll.
Yeah,
there you go. We went to Belmont, beat them, but somehow they're ahead of us.
Y'all got beat by a scrubby team, apparently. Thomas Jefferson, East Link, Shelby's 3. Now, Crest and Kings Mountain are now tied with 9. Now, that will change tonight after Crest plays, and they'll have 12. What will tamper with the power poll this year is only 7 games. Because usually most teams, play, out of conference, and they play the same competition for the most part, so that evens out a lot of that. But yeah, in the regular season now, you guys play. There's a big difference between playing the East Rutherford and Shelby right now. With that, so all right, We're going to be back in a minute. JP, you up? You awake? You ate yet? Is he awake?
Yeah.
I told him he had to sit up today. Look at him.
Forget that.
We'll be back in a minute. KTCBroadcasting.com.
Okay, class, listen up. Do not buy a car without a warranty. Just don't do it. At Friendship Nissan and Friendship Jeep Dodge Ram in Forest City, we have lifetime warranty on new and used cars. That's right, lifetime warranty on new and used cars. Unlimited time, unlimited miles. And through the end of this month, we're offering up to $4,000 over Kelly Blue Book value on your trade. So one more time, Friendship Nissan and Friendship Jeep Dodge Ram has lifetime warranty on new and used cars, and you'll find us in Forest City.
Plumbing problems? Well, if you're not an expert plumber, then we invite you to call the Expert Plumbers. That's Olmsted Plumbing in Forest City. Just call 828-245-7302. Recommended since 1973. From faucets to sinks to toilets, from sewer and drains to well pumps, from dishwashers to disposals to bathroom remodeling, residential and commercial, new homes too. Don't let your plumbing problems drive you plumb crazy. Call Olmsted Plumbing in Forest City. 828-245-7302 or visit the website at olmstedplumbing.com. Olmsted Plumbing is now hiring for skilled service technicians and skilled equipment operators. Buy 3 tires and get 1 free at Butler's Tire and Auto Service in Kings Mountain. For a limited time, when you buy Westlake or Pantera or Blackline tires, you'll get 1 free. And it includes a 1-year road hazard warranty with a premium alignment purchase. Plus, you'll find tires by Goodyear, Dunlap, and Kelly. And be sure to ask about their $99 brake special, plus inspections and alignments by certified mechanics with friendly service. The new Butler's Tire and Auto, 404 East King Street in Kings Mountain, right across from KFC.
Take advantage of a special offer on the versatile Kubota BX Series subcompact tractor. Switching attachments is simple, and a smooth hydrostatic transmission makes for easy operation. The Kubota BX Series, the #1 selling subcompact tractor in the U.S. for over 10 years. You own the land. Now, make it yours. Get the Kubota BX 2380 for payments as low as $99 a month.
Your Kubota dealer is Parker Farm Service, 126 Bessie Drive, off Highway 74 at Oak Grove Road, Kings Mountain.
It's time to play at the Green Meadows Golf Course on Kelly Road in Mount Holly. Play and ride Monday through Friday for $25. Weekends just $30. Seniors ride and play Monday through Friday for $20. And every Wednesday is Ladies' Day. Ladies play and ride for just $15. So make your tee time now by calling the Green Meadows Golf Course, 704-827-9264. Green Meadows Golf Course, 957 Kelly Road in Mount Holly.
Earn cash back on dinner while you listen to high school sports on the radio. With a Carolina Federal Credit Union Visa credit card, you can enjoy 1% cash back on every purchase. Carolina Federal Credit Union's Visa credit card has no annual fee and rates starting as low as 10.9% APR. Apply for a credit card online at carolinafcu.org or stop by the Carolina Federal Credit Union drive-thru for an application. Join Carolina Federal Credit Union, where we treat you like family because you are. APR is the annual percentage rate. Rates are subject to change, and an actual rate will be determined based on credit score.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang. They're talking more about sports.
Sports, and more sports. Welcome everybody back this morning. Saturday Morning Sports Talk. Tom, you want to give a quick shout out to our friends?
I sure do. I want to give a shout out to our friends at Friendship Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram at 190 Oak Street Extension in Forest City, North Carolina. You can give them a call at 828-919-3001. Friendship Nissan, 156 Oak Street Extension in Forest City, North Carolina, 828-245-1661. Go see our friends at Friendship. Take your tax rebate and put a down payment on a new Jeep or new Dodge or new Nissan.
All right, Hunt.
Tax rebate, stimmy check, whichever one. Go on down and see our friends at Friendship. Our friends at Friendship. Now, listen, they need a slogan. Come to me. Now, I'll trademark it, and I'd like a little bit of compensation, but there you go. I got it for you.
That was original. How'd you come up with that?
Who'd have thought, Not me. Who would have thought? Deep thought.
All right, Hunter, scores from last night.
Scores from last night. Going over them again. The games that we covered. East Lincoln, 24-20 over Bandy's. Community School of Davidson, 31. Cherryville, 20. South Point 45, East Rutherford, Goose Egg. Shelby 20, Burns 18. Chase 55, East Gaston 12. RS Central 48-42 against Mountain Island Charter. RS Central came out on top. Stuart Kramer 54, North Gaston 6. Kings Mountain puts 41 up on Ashbrook. Ashbrook was unable to score in this game. Thomas Jefferson 61-0 over Christ the King. Pine Lake Prep 52-0 over Union Academy. Those are 3 straight games where the score margin is over 40.
Add them up together.
Add them up, and it's
150 to nothing.
150 to nothing. Highland Tech 27, Bessemer 8, West Caldwell 13, Fred T. Ford 0, High Brighton 56-6 over Drawn, Watauga 49, St. Stephen's 13, Alexander Central 39, and McDowell 7. And I want people to understand, I don't like picking on you for putting up 0, but I do it to point out and to make a point that, my God, what was the point of it being 61-0? What was the point of it being 52-0?
Well,
and 41-0?
Thomas Jefferson wasn't the most religious fellow, so
I know
explains
that.
me why,
And
why
even
he
the
would
one, even the
Christ the King.
even the ones where it's 54-6 or 56-6. I look at these like South Point.
He was
I get it.
Tom.
45.
What?
But East Rutherford nothing. And that's all
one.
I'll say about it. We've talked about it for years here on the show. It's trying to get more competitive ball games.
Well,
and it's just hard. It's just tough. I
tell you,
guess.
it is getting close to Good Friday. I'm telling you what, Christ the King gets crucified every Friday night. I mean, it is just.
Dang, Tom, you pulling them out of left
brought
field.
the dad jokes today.
I mean, it's just.
What is
it's
good?
pain-
Wait.
it's
Good Friday's
painful.
what? 2?
It's painful to call out that Christ the King score. I mean, it's just every week. It's just painful.
Is Christ the King going to play on Good Friday, or are they going to say it's a holy day and we're going to not take this butt whooping?
Well, there's a bunch of we got a bunch of games today. Of course, 1:00 West Lincoln and Lincoln on WLON, and Crest and Huss on WOHS. Well, thanks to our good folks of the North Carolina Athletic Association guys, we're going to have more of these blowouts next year when Shelby and Burns plays Highland Tech and Cherryville and Bessemer City every week. So those will be fun. Tom, you can't get West Lincoln to come play you guys, but you get Cherryville and Bessemer run up there.
We know West Lincoln's scared. West Lincoln's scared. It's okay.
Oh, don't say that, Tom. Last time
West Lincoln's scared.
Well, we got mean. You got mean Facebook tweets last time. Somebody said somebody was scared of playing football.
It's
all
all
on
in,
the internet.
yeah, it's all in good.
Nobody
fun.
can't have
It's all
fun
in good
anymore.
fun.
Joke, Hunter.
It is. In all seriousness, it can be hard to work out depending on conference schedules and non-conference obligations and things like that. The main thing is it's close, and you would sell a lot of hot dogs.
Mm-hmm.
People would come and watch that ball.
He might sell more than hot dogs.
And bologna sandwiches.
Bologna sandwiches.
All right, NCAA tournament. Let's get started on this. Baylor beats Hartford 79-55.
I don't think anybody picked Hartford, did they?
Wisconsin wins 85-62 in the 8-9 matchup.
Yeah, they beat the dog mess out of them.
Nova 73-63 over Winthrop. North Texas 78-69 over Purdue. Terry, with Coach K not making it and Roy getting beat in the first round for you said ever? Is that what you said?
Yeah, that's Roy's first loss. He's 29-1. First time he's ever lost in around 64.
Is it time for these teams to cut losses with these two guys or what?
No.
Well, as a State fan, I would say that.
Nah, I mean, them guys, you got winning programs, you always win, so you got to give Roy a good credit from last year to this year. He turned the team around, got them back in the NCAA. He just didn't have no outside game, and they've had that all year long. When they do not come, your point guards and your wing people don't show up, Carolina's not going to win.
Last year's Carolina team set the record for the worst 3-point shooting Carolina team they ever had, and they almost beat it this year. So
yeah.
they can't shoot the 3 to save their life.
I'm going to say this. For the first time in forever, the NCAA did something right. Y'all can believe this. And they did all the games on the same side of the bracket
that day.
Yes.
Together.
Yes.
So we can actually talk about, hey, that means Baylor will play Wisconsin. Nova will play North Texas. We could actually say something about that. I can click on the matchup analysis. Can Tom, you're Big Ten, can Wisconsin pull off the upset and knock off the Bears here? and make the Sweet 16.
My God, y'all shoot like that.
I don't. I think Wisconsin is a much better team than they were seeded. I mean, seeded 9th, they were a pretty good basketball team. And
You got to think, like, with how deep the Big Ten was, like, you're going to get good Big Ten teams that have low seeds. That's just because they were running out of places to put
They beat each other up.
Mhm.
Yeah, they beat each other up. But I did enjoy listening there to some of the local talent. I was listening on the radio a couple times, and I heard Delph's name called out at Appalachian State. So it's always good to hear the local boys getting called out and getting a little love on local radio. But sorry, your Appalachian State Mountaineers came up a little short. That's tough.
We hadn't got to that point in the program, Tom. But
what was it? Only 1 point.
As soon as we pull up to Ohio State's bracket on the board, Tom starts talking about Appalachian here, avoiding this upset by Oral Roberts here in the bracket. Oral Roberts will play Florida after Florida defeated Virginia Tech. Arkansas defeats Colgate, and Texas Tech defeats Utah State, setting up Arkansas and Texas State, Florida, and Oral Roberts. Well, can Florida handle Oral Roberts, guys?
I was not impressed with Florida. I know they ended up winning, but it took overtime. At one point, Virginia Tech had a very substantial lead in the first half. Florida made the second half adjustments and came out and played well. They got that kid Mann, though, hitting big shots for Florida. I was very impressed with what I saw out of him. Other than that, that kid for Oral Roberts is leading the nation in scoring. Almost 25 points per game, and he was one shy of 30 last night. And they only won by 3, but man, I don't know.
Roberts will not win again. If 15 seeds have won games, and then the next round, and then they get beaten the second.
I think what it's going to come down to is emotions. I think they'll be riding high off the big win against Ohio State, and Florida is going to be like, all right,
all the gamblers are going to go online and bet on Oral Roberts and all this stuff.
I would be the complete opposite. I'd probably, if I was betting, I probably would take Florida to cover. I don't even know what the point spread is on this game, so. But I'd probably. What is it?
8.
They're playing. They're playing this weekend, and then we got
on that.
What they're playing this weekend, and then we got to wait again till next weekend for the next round, or are they going to start up Monday with the next round?
Are they only playing 3 days? How are they doing? Are they playing
Friday, Saturday?
Usually it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Right.
Mm-hmm. The Thursday was the play-in games.
Right.
Yesterday was the start of the first round.
Right.
Today will be the rest
Hunter,
of the
I don't
first
see
round.
anything saying Monday. It's all Sunday.
So it's okay.
Okay, so they're going to do. I know what they're going to do. They're going to do first round, and then Sunday is all second round.
It's looking like it.
Okay.
Dang, imagine the guys that
back
only
to
get
back.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah, imagine the guys that play today and tomorrow.
That's tough.
That could be no. It says to be determined on tomorrow's team, so that we don't know.
So they're going to play all the first round games, and then we're going to figure it out.
No. The second round plays tomorrow. Everybody that played yesterday is going to play Sunday, but it says to be announced on the times next to it. I'm guessing Monday. Only thing I can guess.
Well, let's say if you wanted it to be fair and technically give the teams that played in the first round the day off in between,
you shouldn't make them play back.
There was no way you would make the guys that are playing today play tomorrow.
So it's got to be 4 days. Is what I'm saying. It's got to be 4 days. Yeah.
All right. So in that bracket again, we've got Baylor, Wisconsin, Nova, North Texas, Texas Tech, Arkansas, Florida, Oral Roberts. Hunter, who comes out of that bracket right now?
I think the one that really comes out of that bracket is Texas Tech.
Terry?
I'm going Arkansas.
Same game.
Yeah.
Different winner. Tommy.
I'll go with Arkansas.
So nobody wants Baylor?
I mean, I have Baylor in my...
you talking about the whole bracket?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. I thought you were just talking about that little group.
No. Who comes out of that bracket into the final, out of the South into the Final Four?
Oh, yeah, Baylor. If I had to pick one.
I mean, I have Baylor here, but after just what I saw, I can't change it now. It's already submitted, but I probably would still go with Texas Tech.
Okay. All right. Bottom. Let's go out to the Midwest bracket. Illinois over Drexel, 78-49. Loyola Chicago, 71-60 over Georgia Tech. Oregon State, 70-56 over Tennessee. Oklahoma State, 69. What did I say something wrong? Oh,
no,
sorry. Oklahoma State, 69-60 over Liberty. Terry, what's the ACC's record?
We won one.
Was it like 1-5?
Did the tournament pick the wrong ACC team, Terry?
They did.
All right.
Should have put State in.
Okay.
Syracuse 78-62 over San Diego State. They advance. They always advance no matter what you do. If you buy a bracket or get in a bracket, do not pick Syracuse to lose in the first round, maybe even second round. West Virginia, Morehead State 84-67. Clemson loses.
Did you watch that game?
No, I was here.
Okay, West Virginia and Morehead State. I want to tell you what happened in that game.
All right.
It is 46-45. And that's with West Virginia up by 1.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't 27 seconds later, West Virginia's up by 10. Turned the whole game around in one little possession where there's a flagrant foul. They hit a three, then he hits a bucket. They a flagrant foul. He goes to the line. They get the ball back. And I'm talking 27 seconds. That game went from being 1 point to 10 points.
Yeah,
and that
won
game
by
was
17.
over.
Yeah. Clemson lost to Rutgers 60-56. In Houston beats Cleveland State, setting up Houston and Rutgers, West Virginia, Syracuse, Oklahoma State versus Oregon State, orange and black, states everywhere. This is like, geez, that's awful.
Listen, I'm going to tell you, that's a commentator's nightmare.
How about the folks from Illinois? Chicago of Loyola gets to play the big boys in Illinois.
They're both OSUs, too, if you want to call them that, Oklahoma State, Oregon State. Wow.
There's a lot of Spider-Man.
Coming out
There's
here.
a lot of Spider-Man point memes going to go around this week on that.
Illinois team's pretty good.
That's who I'll say it now. That's who I had Gonzaga, Illinois in the championship, and I have Illinois winning.
Yeah.
As good as Gonzaga is, I think it's there are too many people today that I keep hearing talking about, is it Gonzaga or the field, talking about if you're better. And I'm like, that's almost too easy for how many people that are just saying it's Gonzaga. Gonzaga's the best team in the country. They're undefeated, Gonzaga. So I'm like, I don't know, man. I think they've only played two Big 12. They played Big 12 teams. They beat Kansas, and then they beat
Well, they dodged a bullet
Baylor
in the first round.
They stomped Virginia.
Yeah, and they did stomp Virginia, but
yeah.
I heard a lot of people really on my way down here said Virginia might get beat today because they just got to Indianapolis yesterday after the COVID stuff, so they didn't even get to practice. So that I don't know how much weight that's going to carry, but I know how Virginia usually is. So I don't know. I feel like Illinois, just size-wise, and the gauntlet that they had to go through in the Big Ten, they would be my favorite to win it, but still.
So, Tom, this is a note I got during the broadcast last night, right before Wisconsin and the Tar Heels tipped off. So I just want to put this up on the screen. If you want to make your own sign for, other viewers at home, but someone wrote this for you. This was Calvin. I'm not naming names, so just
not naming names.
Just letting you know.
Thanks, appreciate that.
But that was before the Tar Heels got beat. So
yeah.
So, I didn't get any notes on the Tar Heel Wisconsin score.
I mean, I knew that North Carolina wasn't going to win that game, so it's not even really worth discussing.
But you thought Ohio State was going to win their game.
I did. I did.
I mean, hey.
All right, so out of the Midwest, I know Hunter's got Illinois, the Illini. Mm-hmm. Terry and Tom, what you guys got?
I don't know. I mean, you look at that. It's kind of hard to go away from the Big Ten of Illinois because Loyola, Chicago, Oregon State, Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State only has one guy, Cunningham. You stop him, you stop the whole team. Syracuse, West Virginia will be a good matchup. And then Rutgers and them will be a decent matchup. But you got to go with Illinois.
Well, doesn't the winner of the West Virginia matchup play against Illinois? I'm imagining
eventually
Illinois
on
wins
out.
this game.
Once they get out
in
to
the
the
lead
final.
eight.
I had Illinois getting out of that bracket.
Yeah.
When I was looking at it, now the guy for Oklahoma is supposed to be the number one overall pick in the draft next year.
Cade Cunningham's good. Problem. Now I will say this: Cade Cunningham is very good, and he is right now considered to be the number one pick.
He also can.
The problem is, I don't think Jalen Suggs is going to let that be so easy out of Gonzaga because that boy's good too. Good, and it probably, depending on how the tournament goes, whoever makes the deeper run, that might be the determining factor on who goes first or not. I mean, it's not like the year where Duke had the 3 top 5 picks or whatever, and Zion was the clear-cut number 1 overall pick. They're talking about 2 or 3 different guys being the number 1 overall pick, and I think it comes down to whoever just does better in the tournament. I think Jalen Suggs could be the one that goes first.
All right, Hunter. Do you know how many you missed in your? Did any of you know? How many
I can tell you
missed in
1, 2, 3. Well, everybody missed the Ohio State
I
pick,
had a long day
How many you
yesterday,
missed?
so I didn't look at it.
Okay, Terry, you know?
I missed 3.
You missed
And
3?
I know one of mine was Ohio State.
I missed 8.
So you thought about yours, right? And went into it, missed 8 of 8.
Mm.
You know how I missed yesterday? 8.
You just did it blind.
You don't remember how I did it?
Oh, yeah, I know how you did it. Yeah,
I
it
did
was
all
upsets.
upsets bracket. This is my Appalachian over Winthrop bracket. I picked all upsets across the board except the 1s and 2s and maybe a couple 3s. And I got the same number of right that Hunter did, and he sits there and put
Right or wrong?
I got 8 right and 8 wrong. There's 16
oh, yeah,
games
that's right.
yesterday.
Yeah, I had 8 and 8.
In fact, I got 4 upsets just by doing this. I got North Texas, Oregon State, Syracuse, and Rutgers. I would have had more if Ohio State wouldn't have blew it. Virginia Tech blew it. I had them with an upset.
Yeah.
Winthrop almost pulled it off.
Yep, that'd have been the 11 for me if I got right.
But yeah,
I haven't even checked mine.
So all I did, folks, was and I'll tell you, I picked Baylor, Ohio State, Illinois, and Houston, and then every single other one was an upset, including Wisconsin. Wait a minute, I got 5 upsets.
I'll say this. I think it's safe to say no one at this table was part of the final 108.
No. No.
108 brackets that are left.
Yeah, when Winthrop got knocked out, that ruined mine.
Yeah, sure. I bet Winthrop was the only one.
And then App ruined it too with their performance.
How'd you do, Tom?
I got to look mine up.
Yeah, I know I missed North Texas. I missed Ohio State. And then my last one that I missed was Rutgers over Clemson. But now, that Loyola Chicago, I did know that their leading scorer was not going to be able to play, so I knew that in advance.
I didn't know that. I didn't. So I picked Georgia Tech. And I knew Villanova was injured because they had that first round exit of the early round exit from the Big East tournament. They had lost like 3 or 4 at the end of the season. And I was like, well, they're trending down. Winthrop's trending up. And that just didn't pan out because Villanova and Jay Wright was like, hey, guys, it's tournament time. Let's actually play.
All right, Terry, I got questions for you here. If you're coaching a basketball team and you win the rebounding battle by 11, 46-35, your free throws, you shoot 15 of 16 at the line. Then you hold the other team's starters to a grand total of 25 points. Should you win that game?
You should.
15 of 16 at the line. You held the other team's starters to 25 points. Out-rebounded by 11. You had 10 blocks to their 4. And you lose by 1. Now, Hunter, we talk new age basketball all the time, don't we?
Yeah.
They shot Appalachian State, missed 30 3-pointers.
Yeah. 0 for 18 in the first
19.
half. 19.
0 for 19 in the first half. They lose by 1.
Yeah. All you had to do is hit
2
or
1.
3.
All you had to hit 1 or 2.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
All you had to do is make one. You missed 1 free throw, and you tie the game. You make 1 3, and you tie, and you win. Most teams shoot 30% at least from 3, right? If they shoot 30% from 3, they win by 25. They should have won this game by going away by all statistics other than the 3-point shot.
Should have. And
They
then
missed
people
30.
think Norfolk can play with Gonzaga. Not.
And here, so not only those are crazy stats. How about at halftime we had 20 and their backup point guard had 20.
Yeah.
This, you know what it reminded me of, Terry? Was the old Tar Heel teams, the Dean Smith teams, when they get in the first and second round, and Bill Curley or some random guy you've never heard of, was it Arsenal from Weber State, scores 50 on you? You're like, who are these people? And they just drop 50. And some kid off the bench, God bless his heart, he scored 24. But the starters and the only other bench player that scored combined, Terry, for 29 points. And we got beat. 6 players, 29 points. A 7th player off the bench scored 24, and you got beat by 1. You missed 33 pointers. And the last play, they shot a 3. After missing 2,900, that's what they drew up in the huddle. You know what, guys? Let's take one of these threes. I bet they won't be ready for it. It ain't like football. Like, hey, they won't be ready for it. We'll just walk in the end zone. It's not like because you get an open 3. Holy goodness. Just an insane loss. Great season. Now they haven't made it since 2000. Adrian Delph, our local guy, 9 points, 1 for 9. Terry, at the end, I didn't know it. The Forrest kid, you remember his dad? James Forrest, Georgia Tech?
Yeah, I know his dad. I mean, from watching him, but as far as knowing him, I don't know it.
Jeez, Terry. Do you know of him?
Well, that's how he does us.
Yeah, yeah, I know. Yeah.
All right, so James Forrest, he had 18 points in the game. Delph can finish with right hand or left hand, either way in the lane, and he's the team's best free throw shooter at 84%. Would you not have one of those two guys going something to the basket?
Yeah. They should,
as opposed to pulling
have.
a 3 after missing 29 threes?
That's the reason I didn't say no much after the first half and that after we started, because I'm like, my God, they cannot hit a 3 at all.
Listen, that's the
and
problem.
They kept firing away.
That's in your head.
I mean, it's one of those things. If you're going to live by it, you're going to die by it. And that's what they did.
I'm not switching it to NBA, but I heard an interview this week with Doc Rivers, and they asked him about the 3-point centric basketball, and he said, you know what, if you want to live by it and die by it, go ahead, but I'm still going to try and get a layup. Yeah. You know, he said you got to try and get the high percentage shot. Yeah. He said you can't model your whole game around it. And see, that's when you watch the right there at the end.
Yeah, if your offense is designed to get 3s, what do you do at the end?
That's what today's basketball is. You're down by 1, a 2 or going to the free throw line can win it, but you're drawing up for the 3.
Y'all both have seen Delph play. Top of the key, pick and roll, let him barrel to the basket. Something's going to happen. If he gets fouled, he goes to the free throw line down 1. Jeez. I fire the coach. Him and Roy and Kay need to be in the same unemployment line next year.
If Kevin controlled the world, no coach would have a job.
Well, Tom, if you can't make the Final Four of 3 NBA lottery picks and then miss the whole tournament, 2 years later, maybe you shouldn't have.
I was looking at this, and I cannot remember. There's one team from yesterday that shot like 57%, and they lost, and I cannot remember who it was.
Oh, goodness.
That's what I'm saying, and they lost the game, and I cannot remember who it was. I saw that this morning.
This was crazy, too, with the upset over San Diego State, Syracuse winning. San Diego State really would have benefited from them having the tournament last year because they were 30-2 before the tournament was canceled. 30-2.
Almondsey for App, 1 of 14 overall. 1 of 13 from 3. Yeah. Hey, kid, stop firing after 7 or 8.
But if you're a shooter,
you shoot.
That's what you're going to do.
Well, Terry, you got to take
Keep firing.
He played 37 minutes, took 1 2-pointer.
Well, I'm telling you.
I was only 9 of 16, by the way, on mine, which is one better than you. One better than you.
I like my strategy.
I picked a lot of upsets.
Okay. Too. I will say this. So the strategy is this. There is a method to the madness than just picking it. If you think, let's say, if I think Illinois is making it Sweet 16 or whatever, why wouldn't I just pick the upset in the game before it, and then I'll steal points other people won't get? That's the thought behind it. But it's not like it's going to win anything.
Not when you got Ohio State getting beat by a 15 seed.
There you go. They ruined it for everybody.
Yeah.
Well, here's my bracket so far. I still have Houston in the Final Four beating the Illini in the Elite Eight and Michigan over Alabama. We'll see how that happens. I had Michigan in the Final Four against App State because they dodged them in the first round. How are you the committee and not put them together? Like, whatever you do, how do you guys just sit in a room and be like, you know what? We should probably put, who is MSM?
I don't know.
And Texas Southern. I bet folks will tune in to see Michigan play whoever those teams are. If it's App State, Michigan, you're getting extra viewers. No matter,
you know the last team that was a 15 seed that lost? I mean, that beat a higher ranked team?
What's that?
Michigan State. Big Ten, but they own a lot of them facts.
Didn't the 2 seed beat Duke?
Lehigh.
Maybe I think so.
Yeah,
Lehigh.
CJ McCollum dropped 30.
So I guess I can bring up an ACC
that's
reference there for you,
way
too.
on back, Tom.
Well,
we're talking about the last
years
one.
ago.
I think it was about
Tom, do you know
25.
the last team that knocked Appalachian State out of the tournament? Back in 2000.
No.
It was the Buckeyes.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
No wonder he didn't want to see us in the tournament, Hunter. Didn't want that revenge. And y'all knew it. And that's what Tom gets, isn't it, Hunter? After all that, I hope App loses by 50.
No.
Talk
It's
after
tough.
last weekend, and then y'all get handled by the 15 seed.
Listen,
I mean, I will
I'm not
give
going to
Tom
say
a little
anything
bit
until
of
I thought
credit,
about
man.
that. He did say that last week.
Because
He wanted to have to lose by like 95.
Ohio State makes the tournament. They're pretty good. I mean, this year. I gave them a lot of heck this year for Tom. But and then when you get in it, then you get beat and you wonder, it's such a great year. And then you absolutely just not show up.
Wasted.
That's what I mean. That's what I said. That's like State playing the other day
Wasted
in the
a 2
NIT,
seed.
and I'm like, I hope you show up.
I mean, Carolina didn't show up.
No, God, no.
UNCG, I got them in the Sweet 16 against Michigan. Here we go, boys. Y'all can pull it off for us. We'll be back in a few minutes if JP sits up and is awake, breathing. We see air in there. You okay?
Yeah, he's
good.
up. He's
What's up, bro? All right, let's take a break. We'll be back in a minute. KDC Broadcast.
Lifetime warranty on new and used cars at Friendship Nissan and Friendship Jeep Dodge Ram in Forest City. And now until the end of the month, Friendship in Forest City will offer up to $4,000 over Kelley Blue Book value on your trade. Guaranteed best prices on new cars, all used cars priced way below book value, and now all new and used cars have a lifetime warranty, unlimited time, and unlimited miles. We're simply not like any other dealer. Friendship Nissan and Friendship Jeep Dodge Ram, we're located in Forest City.
Daniel Carter of North Lincoln High School is this month's McDonald's KTC Broadcasting WhatsAppShopper.com Scholar Athlete of the Month. Daniel is a senior at North Lincoln High School and plays baseball, football, and basketball. Daniel has a 4.41 grade point average with AP courses, including earth science, statistics, calculus, European history, and English literature. Daniel is a member of the National Honor Society and the Beta Club. He also plays American Legion Baseball in the summer. Daniel is a member of the Denver United Methodist Church. After graduating, he plans to attend Davidson College and play football. The McDonald's KTC Broadcasting WhatsAppShopper.com Scholar Athlete Award is to recognize a student athlete, not only for accomplishments in athletics, but also for overall achievements in the classroom and for overall school and community citizenship.
Tee it up in the shadows of beautiful Crowder's Mountain at Crowder's Mountain Golf Course. Play and ride 18 Monday through Friday for $28 and $25 after 2 p.m. On weekends and holidays, play and ride for $38 and $33 after 2 p.m. Monday is Ladies' Day. Ladies play and ride for $18, and seniors play and ride Monday through Friday for $25. For your tee time, call 704-734-0383 for Crowder's Mountain Golf Course.
It's time to sign and drive. That's right, sign and drive at the all-new Classic Volkswagen of Gastonia. For a limited time, pay no money down. Plus, Classic Volkswagen of Gastonia will make your first payment. Come in now for all the details. See the classic difference with Classic Volkswagen in Gastonia. You'll find a friendly, knowledgeable staff ready to serve you. Just sign and drive at Classic Volkswagen of Gastonia. Now located at 4417 Wilkinson Boulevard. Online at classicvwgastonia.com. At United Bank, banking means more than financial solutions. It means rallying around the causes that matter to their employees, customers, and neighbors. Over the years, United Bank has grown in size, but their community focus has not changed. By giving back to our local communities and funding business development, we help fuel economic growth. United Bank, member FDIC.
NASCAR heads to Atlanta.
A lot of 3 wide racing deep in the pack, 4 wide in turn 2.
It's the Echo Park 250.
Trouble, got a car going around right in front of me, nothing but smoke.
Battle for the lead, coming back to the stripe. Daniel Hemrick, your leader, being stalked by A.J. Allmendinger. Brandon Jones trying to close in with Annette and Gregson next in line.
The Echo Park 250 from Atlanta Motor Speedway, Saturday at 4:30 p.m.
On Carolina Country WCSL, 92.3 FM, 1590 AM, and online at ktcbroadcasting.com.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang.
And we're back Saturday morning.
Did he
Sports
just stop
Talk.
talking?
I guess.
Him and Dennis do that to me all the time. They'll just Dennis will walk as soon as he sees me walking down the hall. He'll be like, all right, Kevin, what are we doing now? I'm just like, I didn't even know what you was just talking about. JP, you got to tell us a story or something before we get on. I'm looking at Anthony Edwards dunk on the world over here.
What story do you want?
Tell me a story. I don't want any stories from you. I'm just messing with you. All right, let's see. Last weekend wasn't Yeti's weekend, was it? Have y'all talked Yetis this week? That was last, or I know you have.
That was last week that we talked to Yetis.
I want to make sure that I had with them. We've got a games. We had a rain out this past week. We've got a double header on Tuesday, and that will be against Walters State College, folks. The Yetis are playing. This is Cleveland Community College. They're playing up at Al Stadium. Fantastic place to watch a game. If you've ever been up there, they have a party deck, Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
Triple deck. They got a regular patio. Then they got
some brats.
Then they got the next. I mean, there's plenty of room to grill one out there, grill whatever after if you could get them by them. I don't think they're going to let you out there, but Gene and them will face off against Walters State College. Doubleheader starts at 2 on Tuesday. We'll have live coverage beginning about 1:30.
Have they started conference play? Is this conference?
Yeah,
play?
they've won they're 1-0. I think they started off 1-0 or 1. I don't want to. I know they won a conference game last week. Whoever they played, and then they knocked off the number 5 team in the country after the weekend, the bad weekend they had here in.
You love to see it, but it's 2 months away.
Terry, did we go over that?
Yeah,
Yetis?
we went over it last week.
Okay, I just want to make sure because I know my cousin and Hunter's in here. I can't never remember if I get into it with you. So
you love to see it. 2 months away in May when they play CVCC.
All right, a couple of quick baseball news. We'll make this a little quick segment. I want to talk about a couple things. Minor leagues are looking into some new rules, Hunter.
We talked about that. Mm-hmm.
What was the other ones?
It was pitch clock, and it's like no defensive shifts.
Yeah, they're talking about defensive shifts, Terry. Whether or not to allow certain number of players on the infield or outfield is the discussion. And how to do that. I don't know how you guys feel about that. I'm halfway. Like, if you can't hit it to one spot, why wouldn't you defend it that way? Why can't you hit it backside? Now, I discussed with Hunter, there's a difference in Major League Baseball doing that and then Little League doing that.
There you go. I agree with that 1,000,000 times. If you are in Optimus and you're working your way up and you're trying to teach the kids the legitimate spots they should play, you should play those spots without bringing in 6 or 7 infielders.
Right. If you want to bring a right fielder in shallow, that's different than sticking 6 people in right field when the left-hander comes up.
You know.
And I was telling Hunter,
I think you should be able to do what you want to do.
Right. Like, why can't Freddie Freeman go backside? Like, Ichiro can do it. Tony Gwynn can do it.
Especially when they leave the whole left side open, because I've wondered 1,000,000 times with Freddie Freeman up there, how come you don't just square the bunt?
I know. It just drives me crazy. Would you let high school teams in Legion shift?
I would. I would go there. I'd go that far down.
But nothing below.
Yeah, nothing below
16.
that. Yeah.
I mean, Terry saw it. We had a coach pitch team shift on us. Yeah. And I'm like, what? And the same coach also was the same coach that before these players got to second base, he yelled at them to score while our first baseman was holding the ball, knowing that we would throw it away. So that guy was not exactly high on my list of honorable men and people that I'd hang out with.
But now those are the people that we have to go to and say, look, if your shortstop wants to play up the middle, he can almost get to second, but he can't be in behind second.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He's got to be over in his spot a little.
I want to get this out so bad. I'm going to put 4 people on this side of the infield. It's just, in little kids, lefties, Terry, you know it. They hit it almost exclusively to the first baseman and second baseman anyway. And
I just don't get the defensive shift or like putting a restriction on it. I know they're going to just test it out in the minors. That's what they do. They test everything out in the lower levels. But I don't understand it because it is just like a defensive scheme, basically, as if you were saying we're going to run this scheme in football or we're going to run this defensive formation in basketball, zone or man. That's how I look at it. It's just some sort of tactic you can run on the defensive side of the ball to try and get an advantage. So to me, I don't see why you need to put a restriction on it, but I do 100% agree with, I know they implemented it a few years ago, but maybe making it shorter is a pitch clock.
Well, I think
they're talking about the pitch clock.
I think they're really trying to stimulate more offense and more interest in the game, and the game's interest has waned a little bit in recent years. So anything you can get to get a few more runs up on the board, that's what they're going to do.
Well, Freddie Freeman, what would that do for him? Say, would that increase his batting average by 20, 25 points?
What?
If you couldn't do a shift on him?
Probably.
I mean, think of that.
Yeah. But again, he could increase his batting average by 25 points by hitting it backside.
I agree. I agree.
You just
You are a professional.
The pitch clock, Hunter, we talked about the other day. Where should we set it? I think they'll end up at 20 at one point. 23, we were timing the guys in the Yetis, like I said the other day, and 23 seemed a long time. The guy was throwing it. I'm like, is he ever going to throw it?
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying.
So 15, 20 seconds.
I think 15 would be perfect. And one thing, too, is I know I brought it up Monday, but one of the things that seems to slow down the game the most, it's not really waiting on the pitcher. It's waiting on the batter to get done with all the flim-flam he wants to do at the plate.
How many times you got to fix his glove?
Yeah, how many wristbands do you got to mess with? That you got to fix your chain.
Tap off my shoes.
Yeah. Like, I understand putting your 1 foot out of the box, take a look down the third base line, seeing what the base coach is going to tell you.
Step back in.
But then as soon as you step back in, I mean, I don't need you to turn around and spit and grab your crotch for about 10 seconds. Like, come on, like let's get to work.
I honestly think my idea, I'm patting myself on the back, is the best way to speed the game up, and I want to take a ball away.
3 and 3,
3 balls, and you get a walk, and that's it. Because then the pitcher, you can't waste pitches. You know, you get up 2-0, I'm gonna throw a curveball in the dirt. Then the batter's gonna do his thing. We're gonna find a foul ball. We're gonna do this. Take it, make it 3 balls, 3 strikes, and that's it. And then also,
and what's the full count? 2 and 1?
2 and 2.
Okay.
No, I still want 3 strikes.
Right, yeah.
But take a ball away.
All right.
That'll increase offense a little bit. What they're doing also is that you guys, that they've raised the seams on it. So here's the debate: do you want more home runs and strikeouts, or doubles, singles, in plays in the field, and triples? And that's what they're looking at and trying to figure out a happy balance on it. I think the speeding up is more important than maybe that, but I do think fans, the home runs are cool and everything, but if everyone's striking out, like, there is no other strategy other than if you're at the ballpark and the score's, let's say 4-2, and there was 3 home runs. Well, what about the other 50 outs, 54 outs? There's a lot of not going on.
Yeah.
And that's what people that don't play have a problem with.
I agree. I'm fine with them notching it down a little bit, not, as we would say, unjuicing the balls a little bit to where they're not quite flying out of the ballparks like they were all last year and the year before. It seemed like every year Major League Baseball was on record pace to break the home run record that it had set the year prior. I think they had been doing that like 2 to 3 years in advance,
but
maybe
again,
4.
With like in the NBA, so we're shooting all these threes, we're hitting all these extra home runs, but individuals aren't scoring 35 points a game now. It's still only one guy scoring 30. The teams are scoring more, but one guy is. The teams are hitting more home runs, but nobody's hitting 60. So it's bringing up the guys in both situations that are mid-level to above average to a little bit better, but nobody is going like, nobody's Bonds in it. Nobody's McGuire.
It's not
60, 70s.
I know what you're talking about.
In both sports. Like, nobody's Jordan at 30. You got one Harden at 36 or Bill this year at 33, but there's nobody else at 33.
I know what you're talking about.
See what I mean?
And I'm not just trying to bring this, but when people play games and in the gaming community, they talk about it, it's called that they want a mechanic in a game that creates skill gap, where the great players stand out from the guys that are lesser. And like you're talking about here, it's almost it's making the mediocre and kind of okay players seem great because they're the ones that are hitting bombs too now, and they're the ones that are sending the long shots into the right and left corner, getting the doubles. But in reality, the ball being juiced is giving them a little bit of an extra advantage, whereas instead of it usually being a double, it might be a single or it's going to go to the outfielder for an out. So,
all right, Tom, we've got Coach Pruitt online. Any other baseball news and notes or thoughts that we had coming across? I know nothing's going to happen anytime soon, but
no.
All right, Coach Pruitt online. Ironman last night fall at home to Community School of Davidson 31-20. You got me there, Coach? I don't know if JP hit all the right buttons or not. Oh, there you are. Well, good morning, Coach. How are you?
Morning. Doing good. Sun come up today over here at the Dixie Youth Softball, getting ready to do our opening ceremonies and get the softball season kicked off. So exciting to be over here with my youngest daughter and see as many people in the community out. Didn't get to do this last year.
Coach, home game last night against Davidson Spartans. If I'm correct, you guys took off the lead, right?
Yeah, we did. We had some opportunities early in the game. We had a holding penalty, second drive, dropped a couple balls, which we haven't been doing, and had some opportunities in the first half to probably have more than a 7-point lead at halftime. But second half, they really come out. They changed a little bit of what they did. They either spread you out and throw it around or try to put a few extra bodies in there with the big tight end and full back. Second half, they went to more of a power game, and we didn't respond to that very well. But offensively in the second half, we were behind the sticks the whole second half, in front of the sticks the whole first half, and just couldn't put plays together to put points on the board.
Well, this week you're at Thomas Jefferson, at Christ the King, and finish with Bessemer City. Everyone's asking us as far as, playoff-wise and how that's looking for all these teams. In basketball, it looked like every conference got 2 teams, and then there was 2, maybe 3 wild cards in that area. Is with 2 losses in the conference, are y'all right on the edge, or how are you guys looking at that, or you think how that's going to fall?
I would think that if we had won last night, then we would be in position to play at Thomas Jefferson for a chance to be in the playoffs. And I would say that there would be in our conference a bunch of one-loss teams. So with 2 losses, I would say that we are probably out of that picture. But honestly, we're just worried about getting our team ready and playing at Thomas Jefferson and playing like we did in the first half. The first half's the best half of football we've played, and defensively, obviously, we shut out a pretty potent community school Davidson offense. In the second half, that didn't happen, and wish we would have responded a little bit better once we got behind. But then at the very end of the game, we put together 2 quick scoring drives and made the game, more a good-looking game as the score would indicate. But in terms of our kids really executed well on the defensive side in the first half. Offensively, we had many opportunities. The main thing that stands out to me about our game was Landon Hahn had 3 interceptions, and Cooper Sloan had an interception. And we had opportunities. We had the +2 in the turnover and lost by 10 points. But if we would have just punched a couple in early in the first half, into the first half, that would have gave us some opportunities with some breathing room, and they probably wouldn't went to a power running game down a couple of scores. So that was just a lost opportunity, but it's a growing opportunity. As I told our kids, if you win, that's a reward, but if you lose, then that's going to give you opportunity to hopefully take the things that we didn't do as well and build upon them. And we do have a young group, and excited about the opportunity to go play what's considered the best team in our conference next week at Thomas Jefferson. And then you take it one week at a time. You mentioned our whole schedule, but really we just really want to focus on Thomas Jefferson and the fact that we have a JV game at home this week. People can pay at the gate. It's at 6:30 on Tuesday. I heard you mention as I was coming in that it's kind of day-to-day with our scheduling. We were scheduled to play West Caldwell on Monday, but they had to move their conference game. So we had to move that game and cancel it. And then luckily Patrick Clark and Bunker Hill's going to come into town. So 6:30 Tuesday night if somebody'd like to come watch the JVs play.
Okay, Coach. I'm sitting here going over I got one replay here for showing the folks online. Cooper Saints touchdown off the left side. I got Landon Hahn also scored. What was your other score as well?
Landon scored 2 touchdowns.
Okay.
Peyton Beaver threw two touchdown passes to Landon in the fourth quarter.
I was trying to hurry up and find them on my Twitter before I was talking to you. I couldn't find the last one. But all right, so again, at Thomas Jefferson this week, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, Coach. Anything else? Anything else going on you want to mention? I hear the announcers in the background.
PA in the background. Yeah,
yeah, we're getting ready to get started. I just thankful for our group of parents who've helped us through the year so far. And last night, of course, was senior night. Thankful for our seniors and their parents. And they did some things that we haven't done on senior night. And really appreciative to our parents for what they did to help make hopefully senior night special for our 12 seniors. Appreciate you guys. Okay.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, Coach. Well, you have a great weekend, fantastic weekend. I hope to talk to you next week.
Appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Good luck, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you. Bye.
Coach Tim Pruitt out at the fields. He said the Dixie Youth, I guess he's getting doing softball today.
It is. This is our opening week kickoff.
He stays busy with the kids and football. It's nonstop with Coach there. All right, scores across the area. Let me pull up the scoreboard there for you folks at home. If you listen on the radio, you're wondering what we're talking about, you can watch online. KTC Broadcasting YouTube page every Saturday. Also, Hunter and myself Mondays and Wednesdays. Excuse me. East Lincoln with a big upset last night, or not upset. East Lincoln wins on the road last night, 24-20 over Bandy's. Community School of Davidson, 31-20 at Cherryville. South Point, 45-0 at East Rutherford. Shelby, 20-18 at Burns. Pine Lake Prep, 52-0 at home. Kings Mountain over Union Academy. Kings Mountain, 41-0 over Ashbrook. RS Central winners 48-42 with Mountain Island Charter. Chase, 55-12 East Gaston. Kramer wins 54-6 over North Gaston. Thomas Jefferson 61-0 over Christ the King. Highland Tech 27-8 over Bessemer City. Tom, can you read that last board?
I shall. West Caldwell over Fred T4 13-0. Watauga defeats St. Stephen's 49-13. Alexander Central over McDowell 39-7. And High Brighton defeats Drone 56-6. A lot of blowouts last night, Kevin.
All right, Saturday games, Tom.
The Saturday games. I'm sorry. The Saturday games, we have West Lincoln at Lincolnton. That'll be on WOLN. WLON.
That's you.
Yeah, that's me.
Better figure out how to say that before the game starts.
WLON. I'm not used to WOLN. I'm just so used to WHS. I'll try not to make that mistake today. 3 p.m. it's North Lincoln at Maiden, and at 7 p.m. it's Crest at Hunter Huss, and that's on WHS. It'll be Brent Pasco and Robbie Rube bringing you that game. Crest at Hunter Huss. Saturday night football tonight. And then another Saturday game, we do have East Burke at Bunker Hill. Is East Burke trying to go 4-0? Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, East Burke. So they're having a good year. So they play today, Bunker Hill, West Iredell, and Patton, because it's on the schedule, Kevin.
All right, folks, we showed you just a minute ago Cooper Sloan's touchdown for Cherryville. Let's go through some highlights real quick. We've got some pretty good ones here on the show, and we're going to go through these, and you guys can watch along. We're going to talk about some of them. Of course, Tom is going to be able to comment on some of these Shelby and Burns ones. We were just wondering, Tom, the biggest thing was if you and Jeff are in there elbowing each other during these big plays,
that's,
fighting for room.
That's some of Dennis Davis hyperbole, because Dennis probably couldn't behave himself doing like a game with a Shelby fan because he's Dennis. Bless his heart, I love him, but now Jeff is a great color man. I mean, because he coached so long, right. You know what I mean? I mean, he knows so much about football. It's just really great to have a color man whose knowledge is the depth that it is. His wife was giving him a hard time because he called me Brent. He tried to say 2 times. I was like, hard. No, you called me Brent about 10 times.
It is hard, Hunter, when you whiff someone.
Yeah, when you're with somebody for years and years. And
Ken called, Tim called, see there, I just messed that up. Tim called Danny Ken like 7 times that first game with
Kenny?
Danny.
Kenny?
You just get
Kenny?
Kenny Akers.
Yeah, you just get used to working with one other person. But Jeff's a good one to do a ball game. He and I about 3 years ago did one at Hendersonville, that crazy 56-55 game.
Okay,
but
so when we put y'all together, we're gonna have fireworks.
Yeah, he's good to work with, and I've worked with Brent too. I mean, Brent is so good with the stats. I mean, he's just got. It's like, Brent, we got to wait for the stat guy. No, we don't. He's like got everything in front of him. Everything happens. So those guys they make a good team between Brent and keeping the stats and the depth of Jeff's football knowledge. I mean, WHS has got a pretty good team when him and Brent do a ball game. So we had a good time last night. It was, big plays like you're seeing here. Tyler Arrington, if I can get it correct. Just got the block, and I really didn't see that block from where I was. Number one is I've been kind of Bob Euchred in the box. I've been put way back, so it's a little harder to see. So it's I'm trying to look over everybody, and it's a little annoying, but it's okay. I didn't see the block. That's what sprung him. Right. I assumed that he just made a great move, but it was a great block
that
sprung him. But, I mean, the Hewitt kid really throws a tight spiral and throws a fastball. I mean, you better be ready. But this was just a great pass, great catch, and then, getting the downfield blocking that sprung him on the 80-yard touchdown.
So, watching the play here, like you're talking about, here's the block here. And that's what Tom was talking about. We'll back it up just a second, though. In all the scores in this game, y'all, defensive breakdown. Like, this game could have been nothing to nothing, honestly. And then when I say that, it's with all the great defense, there was some bad tackling and defensive breakdown. So, like on this one, all right, so Burns is sitting there in the cover, too. You see the linebacker, Hunter, getting depth, going up the middle, the Luke Kuechly style. Tommy, big thing here is, like you said, the wide receiver for Shelby made an outstanding block. The quarterback, Hewitt, instead of throwing it up the middle of the field right here and just letting Arrington go down the middle, he threw it a little short here and allowed the block to come over. But your backside corner, I don't think that he thought the play was going to be there in front of him. He didn't get there in time. If you'll watch him come up, and then boom, then Tyler's gone. I mean, and then it all happened at one time, 3 guys in one
give
space.
that quarterback a lot of credit because you look at that after the fact, that's triple coverage.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a linebacker and 2 DBs sitting right there, and he puts it right in the center of them.
The throw was supposed to, so you see the 2 safeties. Tyler's supposed to run right down the middle of the field, and he's supposed to hit him at the Bulldog logo. So you're right, Hunter. This other safety was looking to come over the top, but Tom, I guess you couldn't see it from where you was at. This guy come over and boom, blocked him, and then Tyler walks in from 35 yards, basically. Like, it's just crazy in this game. We're going to show you the other ones here in just a moment. How about Highland Tech last night? Terry, do you have any notes on that? Anything? I was hoping you maybe brought something on that. I was telling the guys that maybe, I don't know if, score-wise, I don't think it's their biggest win in school history, but, like...
It's first win over Bessemer City.
That's what I was about to say. I don't think they've ever beat Bessemer as far as, like, prestige-wise. Is that their best win in school history?
I think so.
27-8 over the Yellow Jackets.
Well, I mean, if you go way back, and that's when Thomas Jefferson first come in, they did defeat Thomas Jefferson.
Right.
At one time, but that's real early.
Let's see if this is the play. Yep. All right, so Bessemer snuffs out this play, and then it all goes wrong really quick. So, all right, Hunter, we're dead to rights here, right? We got 4 people around him.
Yeah, everybody's on the left side of the field. All
right,
he has
there
to
you
do
go.
is cut back.
If you'll notice, all you see is the backs of all the people in the white. Well, let's go this way. And rumbling, stumbling, bumbling, 35, 40, 35, 30, whatever. They score from 40-some yards out. What a play by the Foster kid. He had a big night for Highland Tech. They win 27-8.
That's a big win for that program.
It is.
That is. That's a big win for them. Yeah.
Yep. Here is Dayhart. Now, in this game, again, Shelby Burns' game, in this game, all the touchdowns were nuts. Hunter, your quarterback takes the hike here, and he basically – no, wrong one. That was the quick – we'll show it in a minute. Your guy just busted up the right side on this one and scored from 35 yards out. Great play. There's the line that sealed the job on that one. South Point went up 3-0 early, guys. We thought East Rutherford's going to give them a run. Something's going on. Now, Tom, this is Gabe Hewitt to Arrington. This is Arrington's second touchdown. Now, guys, the angle that we have does not do it justice.
Yeah, I had a good view of this play, and it was just basically all Tyler Arrington.
Did you have a view of the of Trent's feed up there at all? Of the sideline camera feed that Trent Marty had over there?
No.
So with their sideline camera, the guy was standing at the pylon, and we saw a perfect move here from Tyler. So he comes back on a comebacker. What are you doing, Terry? Tyler, but what he did, Tom, he shook. Again, you guys had another play, so you missed the sack, missed the tackle, another tackle, shakes one guy, and then he really walked in from the 5 there after that shake, and it looked fantastic on Trent's shot. I told him, I was like, you're killing me there with your shot there. But Arrington with 2 great plays. Well, Terry, you could just say bye to us. You just don't have to. He just went mime on us and walked out. Didn't say bye. There's a microphone right in front of him.
You couldn't just say.
Where's it going?
Umpiring.
He's got to go umpire. He wrote that out for me. He's like, he can tell us. It's all right, Bubba.
Jesus. Yeah, let me know before the game, Terry. I'll get you on more. We didn't ask you about Dak Prescott. I guess I got to wait 7 days to hear about that. That's what he wanted to get at. He wanted to come in here and talk about Ohio State and everybody else losing before we talk about Dak Prescott and get out of here. All right, here's the play I was talking about, Hunter. This kid, the quarterback, runs all the way to the 30-yard line The 30 paint. Look at this. Run. Toss it up. Hail Mary in the corner. Touchdown. East Lincoln. So they got that play. Then they did pretty much the exact same thing a little bit later. Here's the second touchdown. For East Lincoln. See if this is, just throwing the bomb. Oh, no. This may be the punt that was. I had to talk to Matt about this morning to get clarification on what happened. No, it's second pick. Sorry, I'm pulling up the wrong one. Trying to do it as fast as I can. It's the second pick. Burns last night, Tom, a little bit about that game on your offense. How about the halfback pass there? Like I said, Shelby scores on 2 kind of plays. You guys missed some tackle. Then you guys score on a halfback pass.
Well, they had to put a little wrinkle in. Now, they did finally get a couple first downs off some nice throws, but they didn't have a consistent running game. And no consistent running game means no long, sustained drives. I mean, that drive was like 3 or 4 plays, just boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
And they hit they had called a timeout. They called a timeout and then put that play in. But I think that's what really hurt them last night is the lack of the ground game. And when I was listening to the Shelby Chase game last week, Chase was able to run the ball on Shelby. But Jeff did say they were down 3 defensive starters last week. So that plays into the equation. I want to say Arrington didn't play last week, or one of the Arrington brothers didn't play last week, or maybe both of them didn't play. So that makes a difference. You get 3 defensive starters. That's 25% of your starting defense back. So, that makes a difference.
Well, y'all watch this play. You just saw the halfback pass. Hunter, this is Bandy's in East Lincoln. I want you to watch it and then try to tell me what you think happened here. Because what happened, it's the punter. I don't know if it's a college fake or what, but he rolls left, rolls back right, ball's up in the air. East Lincoln lineman picks it off and stumbles for 40 yards. You guys got beat on 2 Hail Marys and that. There were all the points in the game.
I don't understand what the called play was there. Was it just a botched
Do you think that was?
It looks like it was designed.
They're on the 40.
I know. It looks like just the way he picks it up, he fakes that he's gonna punt it and commits to running left. And then all of a sudden he's like, "Oh crap! I can't go this way. Let me see if I can go the other way."
What was the score at that point?
Let me back out. 7-7.
At that point, it looks like you're going for, a fake punt. But if your score is only 7-7, I don't understand why you're going for a fake punt at that point.
Matt couldn't tell if he tried to kick it. Because when he got hit, he said the ball just shot up in the air. For you folks watching online, he couldn't tell if he actually punted it or threw it. He said he was his hands and everything was down around his feet.
Yeah,
and he don't know what happened on that.
I just still have a question mark around why he initially decided I'm just going to sprint left.
I'm gone. He took off.
He must have seen something and it just wasn't there.
Let's see. Here's the second score from Burns. Let me back up a little bit. Pull that up for you folks. Now, folks, I'm pulling up all the scores. Hashtag KTC scores. This is the Bulldogs. Another Tom play. Neither one of you teams just marched down the field, really, and scored in a regular drive.
Shelby's longest drive.
Oh, that was a sack.
Yeah.
That wasn't one. That wasn't
Shelby's longest drive was 14 plays, went about 60 yards, and ended up turnover on downs. Phillips didn't have a real big game. Now, he had a few nice runs. But really, Burns' running game, I'll get the stats probably Monday. But it was just non-existent, Kevin. They just didn't have a running game.
Well, the big thing, the story of the week, Hunter and Tom, to me, early on, is obviously turnovers make a difference in these games. But the kicking has highly affected the playoffs and the conference standings this year.
Both teams scored 3 touchdowns. Burns converted no extra points or 2-point conversions. Shelby was able to convert 2 extra points. That's the difference in the game.
You won your first game. South Point didn't get an extra point on the 2-point conversion. Right. How about Chase and Shelby? If Chase, they almost win the game. A lot of these teams, and then you got the soccer kids playing at the exact same time in the week. And we were talking about how in the fall, usually you can maybe spread those soccer games out and change them, or because they're not playing on Friday nights usually, right?
The season is so condensed,
right?
That's causing the issues. Like, well, we wouldn't usually play on Friday, but we have to because the season's over in 6 weeks,
right?
So now you've got football and soccer both going on Friday night, and you got kickers rushing from like the Shelby kids. Berkowitz was playing soccer at Fred T. Ford, double overtime game. Shelby goes down 2-1. Now he's got to hop in the car, drive. Now it's not that far, Fred T. Ford to Burns. It's about 30 minutes, but still, now you got a 30-minute drive, and you got to get to Burns. I mean, that's hard. And this young man's been to school all day. You know what I mean? He's been to school all day, and then he's got a soccer game, and then he's got a football game. His day started at 7 a.m. He's not done until 10 o'clock at night. I mean,
and then if he misses the kick, the football fans will throw him under the bus.
Oh,
on the
let's
tweeter.
kill him. Let's kill him.
On the tweeter.
Yeah.
There's another score, the 61-yard touchdown for Highland Tech. I'm gonna find. I
don't know if you have Dorian Starnes' touchdown somewhere.
I will find it. It's soon here in the. That's what I was trying to find. That was another example, Tom, of like poor tackling. Like you guys played a heck of a defense, everybody all night, and then the scores were like, well, we're just not going to tackle nobody, and he just ran right up the middle of everybody. Here's a Kahari Haynes 5-yard run.
That was off the Wildcat.
Was this the second or
third touchdown?
This was the third touchdown. So
this
you guys went wild.
This was probably our best drive of the game. Went about 79 yards on that, but got some big chunk pass plays on that one.
Mm-hmm.
And that ended up with a Haynes touchdown. And then, like I said, I'm not really sure, and I don't want to second guess anybody. They had probably run it in practice and done it, but when you're on the shotgun and then you try to go up under
explain
center,
to Hunter exactly what happened with that, like what you're talking about.
They put in like a big bubble package, like I said, in all the beef.
They're always in shotgun.
They're going to run a little blast play, and the center exchange isn't there. Ball's on the ground. I mean, the play never happened. Never had a chance to develop. So I know what he's thinking is like, well, we'll just get some beef in there. We're going to push you off the line. I mean, I know,
right.
But it's just at that stage of the game, that's not really what you do. Now you're trying to do that, and then you don't execute. I mean, it's just one of those things where it's easy for me in a press box to second guess it, but it's just let Haynes put the Wildcat and say, okay, this is my best athlete.
Right.
You stop him. If you stop him, you win. And I could live with that better than okay, we tried to get cute. And it didn't work.
Right. What's weird about it usually you like to run your best plays at that situation. And I know they're thinking that Shelby's not seen this on tape. They don't know what we're about to do.
Yeah. I mean, I understand all that algorithm and that calculus. I understand that.
Did they go understand any in that game before that?
I don't remember.
That's what I'm saying. Like usually what you do, Tom, if you want that for 2-point conversion later, like maybe in the second quarter, let's run one to get the handoff right. Because people don't realize, and I was trying to explain to Dennis and them last night, not only is every center, I swear, hikes it differently. People take that so for granted.
Mm-hmm.
I had a center at Cherryville in 10th grade who was fantastic. Like he put it in my hands perfect every time. Great exchange. Great. No problems. Timing. Didn't hit my fingers. The next guy that came after him, he moved to fullback. He had what I call a high butt. Like his leg, like you know how girls got higher hips and they bend over. He had like girl hips so instead of being low, getting it like about belly high, I was getting it about chest high, getting the ball. So that's different for me here than down here. Well, then I go to Bessemer, and the guy's just big dude. Like he's big old fat dude. Like he's bigger than any center I've ever had. I can't find the right spot on his big butt where he's putting the ball. So it ends up, Tom, honest to goodness, I was almost standing there like this, catching it like a punt, because he was not a natural center, and he was hitting me in the chest. So if I got the center hitting me in the hands, I can go anywhere I want really quick. If the guy's hitting me in the chest, then I got to grab the ball, get it. It's so much little dumb stuff than the footwork. So a lot of times you counter when you're doing these handoffs quick to the fullbacks and up the middle because you want that middle linebacker to take the wrong step so that the lineman can catch him. And so that's another thing. So you're right. That situation, is that the time to say, hey, let's go under center? I don't know. Maybe they've practiced and it works fine. It's just, but that's not why you lost the game, obviously. This is Dorian Starnes Hunter. This is the touchdown, Tom. This is Shelby Poor tackling on this.
This is called, too. I don't want to get in the way of Mr. Starnes.
I'm glad you said that, because that's what I said to Dennis and Brent last night. I was like, Dorian's a big fella. These DBs kind of looked at him like, maybe I don't want to just try to take all this.
He's a big fella, and he's nasty on the football field, but that is a fine young man. I'll just go ahead and tell you.
Yeah, he's our scholar athlete of the year.
He is a fine young man. I will say that for him. And at the next level, I want to say he's going to a military. Yeah, VMI. That he's a fine young man, and his daddy's a good guy, played ball at Shelby. Brett Pascoe knows him well.
Brett played basketball with him, actually, he said.
Yeah, I mean, just a good family, and I was excited for him to see him get this, but I just saw him rumbling. I was like, nobody's getting in that kid's way.
So Hunter,
I said, if they do, they're going to get the ambulance out.
This is a tight end with the ball at the 40. There's 7 people around him at this point, and the Bulldog, and he scoots by all of them.
Watch him. He's faster than you think. Look at that. Whoop.
The safety ducked his head.
Done.
So the safety, we paused it last night, see if I can get it, where he lost him, Tom. This is about hit. What they say, you got to see what you hit. So right now, Dorian, the linebacker's reaching out to grab him. The other 2 corners on the backside are like, we're going to try to get his feet, because they probably see these safeties coming. Like, all right, these guys are supposed to clean it up. So the guy in the middle, watch him. He starts ducking and ducks right by him. I mean, he straight matadored him. I mean, he looked like a bull. Whoop. Ducked right by Dorian. That's the whole, he should have took his legs out right there, Tom. When you come up right there, because you don't want to run into the guy because he'll run over you.
Dorian's probably, he's probably about 6'3".
Yeah.
And he's probably about 220, 225.
So when you're at that safety,
it's a pretty big kid.
You've got a lot of times you've got that tight end, especially on the hot read when he comes out. And when they're bigger than you, when they look back for the ball, that's when you can catch them and hit them and knock them off their feet. That's your only chance. Because when they catch it before you get there, you're meat.
Yeah.
I had to get the kid from Chase when we were playing them. Tom, he caught it right before I got there. I was like, oh crap, this is gonna hurt. And I went low. His knee hit me in the face mask. I went straight to my back, and I swear to God, he stepped on my chest as he walked in the end zone.
Is that the kid? Is that tight end? That big time? Yeah, that big time kid they had. Yeah, I remember that kid.
I hit him good one time. And then he knew it was coming the next time, and he stepped on my chest.
That kid was a player. I remember that kid. That's been about 15 years ago.
20 years ago. So anyway, that's those highlights. All right. I wanted Hunter to see the Burns. The Bandy's wild play. We've got Burns's plays. Anything else, Tom, before we take a break?
No, it's just. Like I told Jeff, it's just sad somebody had to lose that game.
Right.
And somebody had to, and it came down to special teams. Now, I will say that our kicker, and Jeter on the onside kick, it was probably the best executed onside kick. What do you want it to do? Do boom, and pop up in the air.
Right.
Doesn't mean you're going to get it, but now you have a chance.
Right.
And for Shelby, who probably heard me, he dropped one pass he should have had. But I'll tell you what, after that, he made another amazing catch in traffic. And then he stepped up and just snared that ball. It was like, oh, my God, we're going to get – where did he come from? Here comes 15 flash in front of the ball. And like super glue, boom, had it. And then he cramped up as soon as he was on the ground for a while after that. But I was like, that might be the second or third, other than Arrington's touchdown, the 10-yard touchdown, that might have been the most amazing play in the ball game because he just came out of nowhere. How did he do that? How did he do that? But it was, you got to tip your cap because it did come down to special teams. Burns executed that onside kick just about as well as you can execute one, and then he just made a better play.
What
do you say?
He
made a better play.
Special teams.
What's that?
You've won one and lost one on special teams.
Yeah, it was just we had some good special teams play. Goodson had a couple of good punts too, but just the mix.
Just think about that, Hunter. All these kids going to football practice all day, and then the soccer kids got to come in during the middle of the game in a lot of these.
You're asking a lot.
Of
asking
everybody,
a lot of a young man.
like of
You're
everybody, like if you need to get your 2-point conversion program in going. All right, Hunter. How about Cleveland County right now? You know what the record is? 13-1.
And they've only lost to each other.
That is a 2-point loss to Shelby to Burns. They only lost.
It's just a tradition. The kids want to play.
Rutherford County is 9-7.
They're getting better.
And 4 of the losses are East Rutherford. Lincoln County is 8-5. 8-5 is Lincoln County. Gaston County, with 11 teams, currently have 8 wins.
That's why they have 11 high.
Right.
There's no way.
Right.
There should be
what
11
if
high
Cleveland
schools.
County had 8 high schools?
I mean, you probably have
Lincoln
200,
County.
250,000 people in Gaston County. There's no way you need 11 high schools.
3
no way. Not including Mountain Island,
right,
and Piedmont Charter and all. It's like, I remember John Kasich said one time, school ought to be like a pizza shop, one on every corner. I mean, like, no, that's not the way the education system's designed. So you're really just spreading out the talent too much. If Gaston County had, I bet Gaston County is roughly the same size as Horry County down there where Myrtle Beach is.
Schools,
and they have like 7 schools in that county. I bet if Gaston County had 7 schools, man, they'd have some good teams.
Yeah,
in
especially
everything.
6. Well, you got to think, South Point pretty much had a third of their population went to,
I'm telling you, just got in Gaston County, you got too many cooks in the kitchen, man.
All right, 3 of those 8 wins are South Point, and they lost by 1 point to Burns. Nobody else has 2 wins in the whole county.
Yeah, I mean, they need to consolidate.
All right, we'll be back. Hunter's got NBA talk, NFL free agency, NASCAR, and more on KTCBroadcasting.com.
Question: where do you buy a used car with a lifetime warranty? The answer is Friendship in Forest City. Friendship has lifetime warranty on new and used cars. Unlimited time, unlimited miles. That's Friendship Nissan and Friendship Jeep Dodge Ram in Forest City.
NASCAR heads to Atlanta.
A lot of 3 wide racing deep in the pack, 4 wide in turn 2.
It's the Echo Park 250.
Trouble, got a car going around right in front of me. Nothing but smoke.
Battle for the lead, coming back to the stripe. Daniel Hemrick, your leader, being stalked by A.J. Allmendinger. Brandon Jones trying to close in with Annette and Gregson next in line.
The Echo Park 250 from Atlanta Motor Speedway. Saturday at 4:30 p.m.
On Carolina Country WCSL, 92.3 FM, 1590 AM, and online at KTCBroadcasting.com. Outlook Flooring was recently voted the best flooring company in Rock Hill. Hey, that's great, but even better, you can find out why by visiting your local Outlook Flooring store right here in Gastonia. Located at 1020 East Franklin Boulevard. What makes Outlook Flooring so special? One reason, they are a family-owned business with over 75 years of combined experience. They know what it means to deliver an exceptional product at a reasonable price with care and value. See for yourself at Outlook Flooring, 1020 East Franklin Boulevard in Gastonia. Call 704-275-9088 and visit the website at OutlookFlooring.com. Like them on Facebook too. It's a destination place. It's the new Sammy's Restaurant and Pub of Dallas. It's time to go. 6-ounce filet mignons, $21.99. 8-ounce filet mignon, $26.99. And big 14-ounce ribeyes are $21.99. Plus chicken wings all day, every day. And every Tuesday is Taco Tuesday with classic margaritas for $5. Corona or Corona Light, $3. Patron Silver is $7. And enjoy Sammy's Brunch each and every Sunday. Sammy's Restaurant and Pub of Dallas, 130 West Trade Street in Dallas. Call 704-215-7461. Like them on Facebook too. Your local train comfort specialist, Roland Black Heating and Cooling, has been serving Gaston County with quality-built train heating and air conditioning systems for over 45 years. Hurry and call today to check out the great deals on train systems offered by Roland Black Heating and Cooling. Whether it's commercial or residential, Train is there for you. Ask about your new, super efficient Train XV20i today. Call Roland Black for all the details, 704-865-1375, or go online at rolandblack.com and request an appointment. Again, call 704-865-1375. Roland Black Heating and Cooling, 501 East Franklin Boulevard in Gastonia. Remember, it's hard to stop a train. All Ray Tire in Shelby and All Ray Tire in Cherryville are moving together to bring you the best deals possible on your set of new tires. Now, for a limited time, buy any set of 4 new Nitto, Toyo, Pirelli, Cooper, or Nexon passenger or light truck tires and get up to a $70 MasterCard prepaid card. Come in now for all the details. That's All Ray Tire, located at 401 East Main Street in Cherryville, and All Ray Tire at 327 West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby.
And we're back with Kevin
All right.
Yang.
We're here.
And
Are
I
you there?
want to remind you who's bringing you Saturday Sports Talk. That's
Right.
Friendship, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, 190 Oak Street Extension in Forest City, North Carolina, 828-919-3001. Friendship Nissan, 156 Oak Street Extension in Forest City, North Carolina, 828-245-1661. Take your Biden bucks. Put a
There you
down
go.
payment on a new
Biden
Nissan.
bucks.
Drive
Is that-
home.
Is that
Hey.
what we're calling Monopoly money now?
That's what it is. That's what's Monopoly money. It doesn't matter. You can go there and you can put that $3,000 down on,
Right.
on a Nissan Rogue and drive away. Take the kids to the beach. Summertime's coming. Camping season in the springtime. Don't think you want to camp in the summer, spring, and falls when you want to camp.
I tell you when you don't want to camp either is right now. I woke up this morning. Good God, it was freezing.
Loved it. I loved it. I love weather like that. I love 60s, 30s. Give me 60s, 30s all year.
Shit, I thought I felt like it was in the 50s this morning. Good
Why do you
Lord.
want it to be any hotter than 65 degrees?
Dude, I
ever?
love 80s. Oh God, I love it, man.
I'm good at 60s.
I
and
would
70s.
thrive seriously in Arizona. Nice, dry, 70 to 80, 90 some days.
110, no.
I'd be fine with it.
No.
My uncle lives out there. in
My
Chandler.
problem has
I'm good
always
on
been humidity. I've hated whenever I shower and I'm still not dry by the end of the day.
Well, that's
you know
called
what I'm
North
saying?
Carolina.
I know, but I would thrive in like a arid, dry place.
Where I loved it, I went to Astoria, Oregon one time to see the Goonie House.
Mm-hmm.
And you go out to the coast of Oregon, August,
Right.
65 degrees. I mean, the sun went down, I'm hunting a jacket, but I loved it. I was like, oh, man, I don't miss the heat.
And see, I try to explain to people, they're like, why do you like it so hot? I'm like, look, as crazy as it sounds,
I just want a t-shirt and shorts.
No,
I can't.
well,
Yeah.
I
can wear a t-shirt
I
65
compare
degrees, yeah.
myself to a lizard
Oh,
in this fact as when lizards get cold, they can't move. When I'm cold, I can't move. I'm literally sitting there just shaking. But when I'm nice and warm, I've got energy. I want to go outside. I want to go do
You
stuff.
always have
So-
energy, Hunter. What are you talking about?
Well,
you always have energy.
that's just the youth that is slowly being
That's
sucked
the-
out of me every year.
Yeah,
so
it will. Trust me.
I mean, my birthday's next month, so I
Turn around.
there
you're
we
gonna
go.
wake up one morning, turn around, you're gonna be Terry Reinhardt.
Yeah.
How old you gonna
Enjoy it
be?
while it lasts.
Getting
How old you gonna be?
I'll be 25
Nobody
next
cares.
month. Yeah. I know.
I'm
no
just
one-
telling you.
No,
Now-
I trust
now
me.
that- now that you're this old, nobody cares.
But now that you're past the age of 21, nobody cares until you hit either 30. When you're in your 20s, when you hit 30, they're like, "Oops, all downhill from here." And then they're like, once you hit 50, it's like, "Congratulations, you've made it halfway to the end of your life." It's like, wow.
If you live to 100,
Exactly.
I'm not going to see that. No,
Exactly.
I ain't going to see that.
Well,
No way.
the way people act today, we're all immortal, and except for the corona is going to bring us all down.
Yeah, not immortal.
We're all immortal.
As the Romans said, memento mori.
All right, NFL action. Watson's got 12 lawsuits now. We wanna
12.
Talk about
It's up to
that.
12.
Well,
I can't really speak on it because there's not enough evidence out on it. It's just claims.
I'm just mentioning it. The big news is, though, Fitzmagic. Do you believe in Fitzmagic? And
He's
I
got
hope you
like
do.
9 kids. Why doesn't he retire and just raise his kids?
Same amount of kids as he's been on NFL teams.
In
Why
his
didn't he just raise
17-year
his kid?
career.
I mean, he's 39. Go spend some time with your kids.
I've got the bad news for you, Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
Are all the kids from the same people?
Are they from 9 different places?
No, he's a traditional Catholic.
Okay.
No birth control.
I didn't
like
know.
Philip Rivers.
I didn't know.
Phillip
With
Rivers,
walking,
exactly.
walking around with your beard and your chest hair out, I didn't know if those were 9 different individuals like that.
I'm just not really sure why.
Swaggy
It's like if I had a
Fitzmagic.
bunch of kids like that, if I had 9 kids and a bunch of money, I'd be like, okay, I'm just not going to work the rest of my life, and I'm just going to do my kid. Just
Well, my God,
baseball
he's made
games,
enough.
baseball
He's getting
games.
$10 million from
After
us.
17 years, Fitzmagic has never played in a playoff game
Until this year.
and you guys just hired him to win the division and make a run.
Until this year.
So, Hunter, I'm going to say you guys and the Bears fans are in the what was our strategy?
100%.
This whole time.
Did Trubisky go to the Bills?
Back up.
Okay, so
For
he
Josh
did sign.
Allen.
Right.
Okay.
So, you're sitting here. If I'd have told you any time in the last 3 months y'all were gonna have Fitzpatrick on a 1-year deal with no trades, and y'all haven't moved up in the draft, I don't think you would have been thrilled about that.
No, I'm not, and I'm still not thrilled about it, but I'm accepting it for what it is. I saw what he was doing with the Dolphins before they benched him for Tua. I mean, he was winning. That's all I can say. He was winning ball games, and we've got a better overall roster than the Dolphins do. So he can win ball games, and especially in this division, my God, he could. If he goes 1-1 with Dallas, I still think he sweeps the Eagles and the Giants.
What's the just a little side note? What's the quarterback situation in Chicago now?
Andy Dalton.
Foles and Dalton. Foles and Dalton. That's it.
Here's what's so crazy too, and I know what you mean. Us and the Bears are in a this is probably not what we planned for.
You also can't make teams trade you somebody.
Exactly. That was the problem.
No matter what you want.
The Bears offered like 3 first-round picks and a players for Russell Wilson, but the Seahawks still said no.
And they went out and got a tackle.
Exactly.
That's something that.
And I'm looking at it and I'm saying, well, even if Washington would have come at them and offered the same exact thing, we probably would have got told no too. So really, you look at the quarterback market. I told you when I heard the rumors Monday about they were looking at Fitzpatrick and Trubisky, which one I would have wanted. And I would have wanted Trubisky just for a 1-year contract. And it's only because, say he does turn it around in Washington, someone works with him or whatnot, he's younger than Fitzpatrick, all right? If I'm not mistaken, I think Trubisky's my age or younger. Like, he might be 23 or 24. Like, he's my age, so he's young.
Where's Winston going to end up?
Jameis re-signed with the Saints.
He did? Okay.
Yep.
So is he going to start next year?
Open quarterback competition between him and Hill, but more than likely.
Yeah, I guess they're going to go with Winston.
More than likely. Just, to me.
Sorry, Kevin, your boy retired him. I know you were sad.
I mean, my boy, I'm not a Saints fan, but
Drew Brees.
He is the best passer. He is the best passer in
this man worships Drew Brees. Now he's trying he's like the girl who broke up with him.
This is what's so funny. Last Saturday, he asked us who our Super Bowl picks was, and he picked the Saints, and Brees retires the next day.
Yeah.
He didn't. That doesn't help my pick at all.
No.
It does.
I'm not picking Jameis to win it now.
No.
But
so
looking at these,
my final thoughts just on the Fitzpatrick thing, just to get it out, just so I can get it out. He's a stopgap. It's 1 year, $10 million, but at the same exact time, this is what I have to say. If anybody from Washington in that organization hears me say this, sees this anywhere on the internet, at some point you have to find your quarterback of the future and stop getting these damn rentals.
Okay, hold on. Who is the quarterback room for the Redskins? Is Heineke?
Who's the Redskins?
I mean, the Washington football team.
By the way, Fitzpatrick, did you see his message? He came out and said, "Go football team."
Yeah, I know.
was like, oh my
So
God.
you've got Fitzpatrick, Heineke,
however you want to say it. Yeah.
Heineke, and
Kyle Allen.
What's that, Kyle Allen?
Kyle Allen,
that's your quarterback room.
Oh, I know.
And you're happy with that?
No. I'm not. No, I'm not.
Okay,
Listen, I'm not happy with it, but I'm accepting it for what it is because they show no inclination to move up in the draft and go get a quarterback, and obviously they didn't try and sign somebody else. So this is how I'm looking at it. Regardless, Washington, at some point you have to look yourself in the mirror, and I know the Alex Smith leg injury put a damper into what your plans really were because you had him for like a 4 or 5 year contract. You got to find the guy of the future because your list of quarterbacks is getting just as long as your list of quarterbacks
Smith
is in
hasn't
Cleveland.
signed anywhere else yet.
Not yet.
But he's a free agent.
Yes.
He's a free agent.
Now, I say all that to say I think Fitzpatrick is a stopgap. I hate we gave him that kind of money, though, $10 million. We could have probably put that somewhere else. It really is. It's nothing, but when you look around the league at other guys that are getting paid 1 year contract, like Cam's is incentive based. It's 1 year, $5 million. Like, we could have probably gotten that somewhere. But to me, if they're not drafting one this year in a pretty good quarterback draft class, I think they're looking to free agent that's going to be available next year as a quarterback. So, but eventually, Washington, damn it, I'm tired of seeing this list of quarterbacks get longer and longer. It's like if I wanted to buy a jersey of a quarterback that we have, obviously to support my team, I can't because they're gone by the next year.
Yeah,
So,
Terod Taylor signed somewhere. I
Texans.
think with the Texans. So he was
and
another
the Texans
name.
just
Trubisky
traded
signed.
for the backup out of Cincinnati too, Finley.
Yeah, Finley, but he's a third stringer.
Mhm.
I'm trying to think. I guess is the quarterback market done? Free agency, is it done? Is there anybody else out there besides Alex Smith? I think everybody's
Brissett just signed in Miami.
Yeah,
Brissett to
and
Miami.
then
I can't think of anybody
rumors
else.
are Oakland wants Mariota to take a pay cut because they paid him a
Mariota,
lot.
that's another
but
name that could be out
if
there.
he
That's right.
doesn't agree to a pay cut, they're going to release him.
So he'll be out
So he'll be out there.
Okay. So it's not much. Everybody's pretty much quarterback.
And whatever the
quarterback
Jets,
merry-go-round's
and whatever
about,
the Jets
you know?
are going to do with Darnold, where they trade him or if they keep him. Same with 49ers and Garoppolo. I don't think they're
Yeah,
sold on him.
Garoppolo. I've heard they might cut him.
So
we'll see.
Man, this is weird. With y'all doing what you're doing. Hey, look. If you're going 1 year, and honestly, I'd rather have Fitzpatrick for the 1 year than Trubisky because Trubisky you'd maybe have to commit to him and maybe even on a mediocre year.
I know what you mean by
you're
that.
Stuck
Maybe
with Trubisky for 5 years,
right,
or
right.
4 years or something. You're like, ugh. All right. So now that we know where most of the quarterbacks are gone, let's go back through these mock drafts and see what we think everybody's doing. You brought up Sam Darnold. Do y'all still make a move for that? Is Houston basically holding the Jets hostage for Darnold, and the Panthers hadn't done anything? Yeah, either. I think the Panthers want Watson, but I think they want the Jets stuff and not
the Jets can
Panthers
offer
stuff.
the
Way
package of
more.
picks that would needed to get
right.
Yeah, because of
Listen,
where they are.
if there's a team out there, I've been saying if there's a team out there, Washington, Chicago, you had the opportunity. You're a quarterback away. I'd have given picks 1 through round 7.
Yeah, but if you're taking a little extra baggage with Watson now until the legal issues clear up.
You are, but see, I don't know how much of that is a smear campaign because, to me and Terry,
it seems very
alluded
strangely
to,
timed.
Exactly,
Yeah.
it is strangely timed.
Yeah,
It just came up out of nowhere.
And I'm not saying. I mean, I'm not one of these people that automatically takes one side or the other. It's like, okay, let's see the facts. Let's see the facts.
It just
let's see
obviously
the
doesn't
evidence.
look good that every day it seems like there's another case and another filed lawsuit or whatnot.
What I never understand about guys like that. Okay, so you're in it's his massage therapist, right? Is one of the accusers?
I think so.
I think so. It's like, dude, you're a professional football player and you got lots of money. You don't have to do that.
Right.
That's like
You meet Jimmy
that's
Garoppolo
like
walking around with a porn
50-something-year-old, bald, big bellied,
Robert
guy.
Kraft.
Yeah. There you go. I mean,
Robert Kraft going down to a massage parlor in Miami.
I'm not justifying it in any way. Don't misconstrue that. But at the same time, it's like, Bud, you probably don't have to do that. But I mean, I just don't understand the psychology.
Problem is that I don't think it's hindering teams from wanting to making a trade for him because of his
Maybe
talent.
he does, Tom. Is he in a relationship?
I mean, I just don't.
What I'm saying is that.
What's your psychology on this?
Here's what I'm saying. Loose lips. If you're paying somebody to do something, they're not going to tell your significant other. If he's messing around in the public, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if he's got a wife or in any of that or not. And if he's messing around with just random people, that would get back to your significant other way quicker than
I think
a business transaction.
You're better off just being a Fitzpatrick and just get your wife and 9 kids, and
now,
you're too busy to
I
do any
will
of that
say
stuff.
this: it is very. What's the word I'm looking for? Anyways, Houston signing Tyrod Taylor shows me that they're going with a different quarterback this year because they're prepared for Watson to sit out.
Yeah, they've got
and
Taylor
them going out and getting the backup from Cincinnati.
but he's a third stringer.
I know that, but still, if Deshaun Watson isn't playing just because he's on the roster doesn't mean he's going to be dressed out. You got to have a backup.
All right, so it's got Lawrence the Jets at 1, obviously. 2, it's got
Jags,
Zach Wilson, everybody. But who's drafting Zach Wilson? Is it the Jets? Like, why would you draft Zach Wilson and still have Sam Darnold on your roster?
They'd have to trade Sam. That's
Right.
what everybody's.
But,
I heard today.
These drafting these guys, and then next year, hey, we're done with him.
Interview I was
First round,
listening to today
he's our future.
said that the Jets are wanting to move off of Sam Darnold. The problem is that the Jets are wanting like a second round pick for him, and people are like,
Who's the
"Well, you
Jets?
have
Okay.
no leverage because if you're going to draft Zach Wilson, you're moving off of him anyways. So we'll give you a third or a fourth. Like, what are you going to do?
Jets got a new coach, right?
Robert Saleh, was the DC at the 49ers.
All right, so what does Miami do at 3? I got 2 trades, and they keep one. Do you pick a wide receiver? Do you pick a tackle? Or do you trade back with someone wanting one of the quarterbacks like the Panthers? It says 49ers here.
If Tua is your guy, trade back.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I mean,
what about picking the best left tackle in the draft right there? Or or Kyle Pitts there to give Tua a big weapon.
Pitts would be awesome.
Kyle Pitts is ridiculous. I'm telling you, he's going to be one of the best receivers in the league in maybe a year or two. And tight end receivers, however you want to label them. I'm trading back, though, because
this one's got them trading back to Carolina.
Because here's the thing.
And then picking Pitts at 8 and having the Panthers pick.
Who picks Pitts at 8? The Dolphins would pick there if they were traded back.
And then Justin Fields. It's got Panthers picking Justin Fields at 3, trading up for him. It's got Panthers staying at 8 and picking Mac Jones. And then it's got them Panthers moving back.
But if you're the Panthers in that point, you got to think about it. Which one would you much rather have? If you're hearing that Miami is taking calls on the 3rd pick, you got to look at it and say, well, who's going to be there when we're picking? Justin Fields might not be, or Trey Lance might not be, whichever one you're sold on. So, of course, you're going to do what you can to move up, but that's just if you're, like, sold on Mac Jones or not.
I don't do this much, but I'm going to give the Panthers some advice. Don't pick the Alabama or Ohio State quarterback.
Take Trey Lance.
Yes. Without even looking, I can just look what schools, and that's my advice to the Panthers.
That's a solid strategy.
I listen to Colin a lot.
If they listen to Mel Kiper Jr. one time, Tom, how'd that work out? He didn't retire like he should have, and Jimmy Clausen is sitting right here doing what we do.
Obviously, I listen to Colin a lot, and Colin said after Trey Lance had one of his pro days, he had heard from a couple scouts that said Trey Lance could be the 2nd best quarterback in this draft class, just based off of his size and what he can do with the football. Scouts.
Oh, I thought you said Mel Kiper.
No.
I was about to say
Scouts told Colin
he could be the best in the draft class because Trevor Lawrence is going to be a bust.
No, that's not happening.
Yeah.
Why would you say that? He can run it.
Because of his hair.
He can run it. He can
I don't
throw
care.
it. He's got a high football IQ.
Blaine Gabbert could do all that too. His name was Blaine and had long blonde hair.
6'6".
Got long blonde hair.
Trevor Lawrence is not going to bust. Now, here's the thing. People are going to judge Trevor Lawrence on what he does in Jacksonville. There's a difference between you can say he's going to be a bust if you just go off of wins, losses.
I'm just going off his hair. I'm not going off any of that.
There's no more person who really just despises Clemson University than me. But he's not going to be a bust because of his long hair. He's got all the tangibles and intangibles, Kevin. He's going to be
who knows? Think about it. When he gets harassed as a rookie, they might make him cut his hair.
Blaine Gabbert.
I mean, shoot.
Name me one quarterback.
Who cares about his hair?
Name me one, Tom. Again, name me one successful Ohio State quarterback and name me one quarterback with long blonde hair that was great.
Thank God you didn't say successful Clemson quarterback. I was going to say, so one we were just talking about. But
how's he successful?
Tom Tupa was pretty good.
Deshaun, you talking about him being successful?
I mean, he's at least making playoff runs.
He's got the same number of playoff wins as the Rams' backup quarterback,
Tom Tupa was pretty good.
Wofford.
Mike Tomczak was pretty good.
Tom.
They were pretty good.
Tupa was a heck of a punter.
What do you? This is what you have to ask. What do you qualify though as he's a bust? That he just doesn't.
Number 1 overall.
Yeah, like
number 1 overall quarterback. He's got to win Super Bowl at some point.
Oh, well, okay. I'm glad you said some point because I was going to say if you're just basing it off of whether he wins or loses, damn it, he's going to Jacksonville, so he ain't going to win a whole lot.
Troy Aikman went 0-11 his first year.
So
I'm not worried about next year. I'm talking about is he still going to be in the league in 4 years?
I think
is
so.
Dwayne Haskins still going to be in the league? That's what I'm talking about. Again, I'm not.
Okay,
well,
I'm glad.
I like leader of men.
I'm glad that you clarified.
There's a reason the Panthers' last cross-dressing quarterback was not a leader of men. When these big, giant men walk in the huddle, they want a man standing there being their boss, not a guy sitting there with long blonde hair. Hey, guys, would you please block for me so I can throw this open
That is
pass?
not the way Trevor Lawrence is, okay?
I hear.
Flex right. Hold on, let me brush my hair for a second. No. Did anybody find my...
ridiculous thing ever said on the airway. Oh,
hey,
if the FCC is listening, They're going to kick you off the
Oh,
air.
Hey,
That's how
left
bad you
tackle.
are right
I got
now.
hit pretty
That's
hard
how
on that
bad-
play.
All
Will you
I
get my
know is-
ponytail holder?
all I know is
He's
all
got a
I've
ponytail
heard.
holder on the field, Tom.
All I know is all I've heard is how great of a leader he was at Clemson. So I don't think they're going to question his leadership abilities at the
They've
next
got
level.
so many guys in the NFL with hair hanging out the helmet as it is.
Quarterback. Leader of men.
You want to talk about long blonde
Listen.
hair? They weren't asking that about Clay Matthews.
That's right.
Quarterback.
Mike linebacker.
Quarterback.
Leader of the defense.
Leader of men. That's different.
His daddy was the
totally
same way.
different. Totally different. Listen, I don't know why y'all get upset when I say these guys aren't going to be good. It just ruins y'all's days. Like that, we know for a fact. Of those 4 quarterbacks,
Kevin,
2 of them are going to be
it would
complete
be
bust, right? We know that.
I know that.
So
yeah.
which 2 are they?
It's going to be probably Mac Jones and maybe Zach Wilson.
Okay.
Because
so they're
I'm
bust.
sold on
That's who
Justin
you
Fields
think.
and
I
I'm sold on Trey Lance.
I think the bust are going to be Trevor Lawrence and Mac Jones. I ain't no way I'd pick
Listen,
Mac Jones.
The reason why we getting it's not really upset, it's just all up in arms about it is because you're
Y'all
just
been
basing it off of
programmed-
his hair,
but y'all
not that
been
he can't
programmed by
play.
ESPN.
It's not that you're just talking about his hair.
Right.
It's not. It's he can
Right.
play.
My analysis on Cam Newton the whole time was a cross-dresser is not winning the Super Bowl.
Right.
Well, and that was just my analysis. It didn't matter about where he could run and what. My analysis was a cross-dresser is not leading the team to a Super Bowl. And he didn't. He won't. He never will. Sorry, Bill Belichick. Your cross-dressing quarterback is not leading.
Listen,
you to a
I
Super
have no questions about Trevor Lawrence if you're talking about where he's going. My question is with Urban Meyer and whether or not the NFL is going to be right for him. So
I'm not. If I'm a lineman, I ain't blocking for anybody with a ponytail holder back there in his
oh my god,
whatever he's doing. Anyway, Tom, that's it. Let's wrap up the football. What do you want the Browns to pick in the first round? Defense.
Well, they've signed a lot of free agents. They basically signed away half the Rams secondary.
Oh yeah.
They got the linebacker from Indianapolis. He's coming. They got the defensive lineman from Atlanta. So I mean, they've brought in some to shore up some of the things on the defense. And basically, in following, they had 2 major problems. They had secondary issues, which they've addressed. Linebacker stability, I think they've addressed that. They do need to address a little bit more on the defensive line. Now, they let Ogunjobi go. He went to Cincinnati. I can't remember the guy. The former first-round pick from Atlanta, they signed him. He's had some injury problems. I would like to see him get one more really stud defensive lineman, but how many of those are in this draft? I mean, they may be in a position where they're just going to take best available.
So,
if I was you, I'd take a linebacker.
I think they're okay at linebacker.
So
now. I think they're okay at linebacker.
So the good news with the Browns' needs are
D-line
is that everyone else's needs, and me and Hunter's looked at these drafts before. The first round is like 80% offense. So the teams needing defenders and linemen are going to be able to get the best defender or best lineman dropped to them at a position. So you're going to be able to pick, hey, we get the best defensive end or best or linebacker or safety or something.
They've got 2 question marks in Delpit and Williams coming back. Are they going to be able to play? If they are, they're going to be really good in the secondary. But
This
if those
one's
guys
got
can't safety and
defensive end
yeah.
and a defensive tackle. So anybody on the defense. Best player available.
Best defensive player available. I guess they can go with a linebacker too, but I would like to see him get lineman or another DB, and then there's always these rumors of what they're going to do with Beckham. So get you another wide receiver and make it a little easier to deal with.
Would it not be nice, Hunter, if you could get maybe one of these top 10 picks for Beckham and you draft Kyle Pitts? Something like that.
I would take that in a heartbeat.
That's what I'm saying.
Of course, but
you're pretty tight end set. You still have
tight end
Njoku
set.
there. If you can talk him into wanting to commit,
Njoku is.
If you can talk him into committing, and then Austin Hooper when he stays healthy, I tell
you when he's playing though, he's
a
matchup
nightmare.
And that's what you were. Yeah. All right, we're gonna switch over to NBA real quick. We got 5 minutes on it, and then finish up on NASCAR. 5 minutes on it. Big news notes looking at the standings this week. Trade deadline's coming up, right, Hunter? Is anybody going anything big, anything on the horizon?
I've not heard any or read anything about big trades that are going to happen. PJ Tucker was traded from Houston to the Bucks, but to me, that's just a role player coming off the bench for the Bucks to play defense, and really, he was one of the last remaining players from that D'Antoni offense in Houston, so it was probably like how James Harden was. He's looking around, nobody else is here that's been here. I kind of want out, so.
How about Houston? 19 straight losses.
That's amazing.
They were 11-10.
Mm-hmm.
Their center got hurt, lost 17 straight. He came back, Christian Wood. He come back.
He's good, man.
They've still lost 2 straight. They've lost more losses than 10 in a row than 10 teams have total this year.
Mm-hmm.
Out west, we've got 9 teams over 500. Golden State on the outside looking in at 22-20. If they were in the East, Hunter, they'd be a 4 seed. Out of the playoffs in the West, if they were in the East, they would be a 4 seed.
But what
based
is
on their
Houston
record.
sitting at right now? If it came lottery time, probably second or third pick.
Second.
Okay, so
It's Timberwolves, Rockets, Pistons, top 3 right now.
and listen, that's not
Cleveland's about
bad. You would
fifth.
expect a team like that after losing your heart and soul of your team to usually be down there picking. We know that's how Cleveland was when they lost LeBron and some of these other teams, like how Golden State was without their players, not really to trade but to injury. So I'm not surprised, and this gives them an opportunity to get a scorer at the 1 or 2 pick, whichever one falls their way. I know it is the lottery, so hell, it could even be the 3rd or 4th pick if they get unlucky. They could get a Jalen Suggs or a Cade Cunningham. I know Terry's not big on Cade Cunningham, but I've watched him, and I think he's a phenomenal scorer, and that's what they want at the NBA. So you can't really replace what James Harden is as a superstar, but you can at least get some more good players. Unfortunately, it just means you're going to lose a lot of games this year. Sorry.
Yeah, they're really 11-29.
Yeah. Not at all. Utah's 1, Lakers 2, Phoenix 3, Clippers 4, Denver 5, Portland 6, San Antonio 7, and Dallas 8 out west. In the East, Philadelphia 1, Brooklyn 2, Milwaukee 3, Miami 4. Currently, now here from this on down, it's just weirdness. Hawks 5, Knicks 6, Hornets 7, Celtics 8. From the 4 seed to the 10 seed is 3 games separating everybody. So you go on a 2-game losing streak and go from 4 to 10 in the East.
I think Charlotte was just on a West Coast trip too, though. So I think they're getting ready to maybe start playing East Coast teams again. I mean, they got clobbered by the Lakers, but it doesn't surprise me. That's the second best team probably in the West.
Before this week, I think Monday I'd count up. They had 7 of their wins against teams with winning records. The rest of them were against teams with losing records, which is mostly East, losing record in the West. And any other news and notes on that?
Yeah, I mean, they might lose today. Probably they play the Clippers at 10:00 tonight. Clippers are only favored by 9 though. So
How many's Ball averaging a game?
I think he's close to 16.
Less than Anthony
Rookie
Edwards.
of the year.
Less than Anthony Edwards.
Rookie of the year. Dynamic, Kevin. Dynamic.
I will say
That's
this.
the word you can use to
I will say
describe
this.
him.
Listen, Anthony Edwards is fun to watch. Do not get me wrong. He's an athletic freak. But if you want to talk about who does more just on the floor, LaMelo Ball does because of what he does with his assists. And, of course, he gets more rebounds. But I'm not going to take anything away from Anthony Edwards. Yeah, he's a better scorer.
What's the matter, Kevin? Is his hair too long, too?
No, just that tape. It's awful.
What are you talking about? I mean, he's averaging
I would tell you
round this up, the 5.9, he's literally averaging 16, 6, and 6.
Pretty good.
Right now. I mean, he's 16, 6, and 6. I mean, okay.
Okay.
I got you. Like, I get it. And he's had a 30-point game, and I know that.
If Anthony Edwards and LaMelo Ball play one-on-one, who wins?
Yeah, I get it. You're talking about one-on-one, and I just said that Anthony Edwards is the better scorer, but I'm talking about the guy that's doing more on the floor for the team is LaMelo Ball. There's a reason why one of them...
Who do you think's playing better defense?
Shoot, I don't think either one of them plays defense.
Anthony Edwards is playing better defense. LaMelo don't guard anybody. What does LaMelo do better than Anthony Edwards?
Anthony Edwards is averaging 16.7, so 0.7 more points.
Right.
4 and 2.
Right.
So I'm getting 16, 6, and 6 out of LaMelo. I'm just saying, and I've given you credit. Anthony Edwards can score, man. But everything else, LaMelo's just doing a little bit more of.
But, okay. The assist, if you're getting
one-on-one, I get it, but it's a team game.
No, he didn't stump me. I'm trying to explain it to him.
It's a team game.
He has nothing to say. He has nothing to say.
You're acting like those 6 assists compared to his 3 assists make him a better basketball player, when it's a different position. This is like saying LeBron gets more assists than Michael. He's a better basketball player when you're playing in a different complete. Nobody's asking Anthony Edwards to pass the ball to anybody.
Right, because he plays a 2 guard and LaMelo plays a 1.
Right. And Edwards is about to be the next superstar in this league, and LaMelo is not. Him and his brother are going to get their 15, 16, 6 points a game. Think about this. Kemba Walker was averaging 22, 23 a year and 5.5 assists his career. He didn't make an all-star team until they added a 5th point guard to the all-star team and took the centers out, and he played at home. So if LaMelo's averaging 16 and 6 and Kemba barely made an all-star team at 23 and 6, he's not an all-star. He's not going to be. But maybe if you guys vote, maybe if you
the last thing I'll say about it
Z
is
votes him in.
The last thing I'll say about it is LaMelo is also only 19 years old, so this is a rookie season. If he does not get better after a rookie season, then I can't help that. But I would like to think
a lot of people
he
don't.
will.
A lot of people don't.
I would like to think
a lot of people
he
are.
will.
And here's it: a lot of people are flat leveled.
Right?
Has Lonzo gotten better?
Yes, he has this year.
At what?
Shooting threes.
But he's still down in other stats. He's down in assists and rebounds, but he's better at shooting threes this year. I'm saying there's a level of play of your skill. I think Stephen A. interviewed somebody. He said he had talked to somebody in Charlotte the other day. He said they said this boy can't shoot, but right now they're going in, so they're letting him play. He said he doesn't shoot well at all, and I want to slow them down. He's the 3rd leading scorer on a team. It's okay. Of the Charlotte Hornets, I've never seen hype for a Charlotte Hornets best player like this, much less the 3rd best player on the team. Just be patient, I guess. What's bad about it is that in 5 you can't. What I say now, like the same thing with Trevor Lawrence, I can't defend it until 5 years from now, and then nobody will care. So, NASCAR this weekend. JP, give me the schedule for the rest of this weekend. I know you've got basketball in there too. Just read the whole thing. It's about to be crazy.
Okay, here we go. What is today? 21st.
Was he alive when I said that at first?
It's March 20th, JP.
Thank you. All right, we have Georgetown versus Colorado at 12. Okay,
can you not read?
Awana at Alabama?
Awana.
Who?
Iona.
Iona. Okay, I was about to say.
Spell it,
Iowa?
JP. Spell it, JP.
It's supposed to be Iowa.
Spell it, JP.
Iona.
Iona at Alabama at 4. Crest at Hunter Huss at 6:30, and Ohio at Virginia at 7:15. And are they doing Michigan State and
Can you not
Birmingham?
just read what's on the sheet?
That's
Bring it to me. If you can't read it, I'll do it.
I can read it. It just says
just read the sheet, JP. That's all I'm asking you to do.
And that's what I'm doing. Michigan J is crossed out. I was just wondering if they were still doing it or not at Birmingham.
All right, so tomorrow NASCAR on WCSL, we'll have racing. Next week is the Bristol race. This week, of course, we're in Atlanta. Pull up the start lineup for you guys. Did you ask me about Tony Stewart earlier? I did see a note on something on that.
No,
right.
Terry did.
Terry was asking me about it. Wow, jeez, why was he asking me about that? Odds. Atlanta is not one of my favorite tracks. Now, as far as the drivers go, it's easy. I mean, it's an easy track to drive. It's not treacherous. There's no any tough turns. So this is one of those. If a crew chief nails it, they could win it. Kevin Harvick's odds-on winner still 11-2. Truex and Larson at 13-2. Keselowski 7-1, and the pole sitter at 15-2 for him. Atlanta has held 2 races a year since 1960 to 2010. Ford was one of the last 4 Atlanta races. The last 8 mile-and-a-half tracks were won by 8 different drivers. Hendricks has won the last 2 races on mile-and-a-half tracks. I was trying to pull up the lineup. It said the lineup, but it didn't show it to me when I pulled it up. I was trying to read y'all the starters. So you could pick with a little information there. I don't know what to tell you. Starting lineup for Sunday. Let's click on it again, see if it works. Maybe. The race is at 3 o'clock. Coverage will begin at 2 here on KTC. Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex, Joey Logano, Keselowski, the Forger on the second row.
Truex just won last week.
Yes. Elliott Larson, Harvick, Christopher Bell, William Byron, and Ryan Blaney. You got a favorite? Either one?
I'm going to ride with a hot manufacturer right now from last week to this week. Denny's sitting there at 1. I'm going to stick with the Toyotas. I'm going to take Denny. Atlanta is one of those tracks, too. Obviously, I've done some reading where it can get to those points where whoever's out in front can stay out in front, too. So if Denny gets out to a good run, I know they've tried to cut down on that with how they run the stages, but still, I mean, if it's not Denny, a Toyota would not surprise me because of what you said. Sounds like how I'm going to put it. They nerfed the Fords a little bit, not quite getting what they did last year. So, but they still have them pretty high in the poll. But they've been finishing pretty well. I know they're not doing quite qualifying.
Hamlin's first in points, and he still hasn't won a race. He's got 4 top 5s and 5 starts. So
he's got to get one at some point.
If you're a gambler on that. Tom was talking a little, real quick for the race as we end up the race stuff. Was talking the degenerate gambling. You like to mention those. On here last night, I think it was, I don't want to say the wrong teams because I don't want to embarrass anybody. One of those games, the two teams were 0-3, and then both teams had scored 9 points total on the year.
That's a solid matchup.
And that was our degenerate gambler game of the night of where you're just going to be watching like, oh God, what's about to happen? And then the other game, of course, the Shelby Burns game, the complete opposite of like, hey, man, Shelby's almost gotten beat a couple times this year. Is Burns going to it? I was like, I bet there's a lot of money maybe on Burns. And
Burns definitely covered the spread.
Whatever the spread was.
All right.
Hunter, what did we miss this week before you get out of here? I know you missed a day. Anything else you want to mention? We got Yetis Baseball Tuesday on YouTube, folks.
There's nothing that we've missed that we haven't talked about. Touched free agency. NBA still regular season right now. It's not quite cranked up to what it needs to be as we get later into the season. And MLB still in spring training. So other than that, I mean, we've touched on it.
All right, bud. Well, JP, you alive this time? You ready?
Yeah.
You good? All right. Well, play us out here, JP. We'll see you next week. Saturday Morning Sports Talk, Tom, brought to you by Friendship Chrysler Jeep Dodge. Give you those address and phone numbers.
Okay, 190 Oak Street Extension, Forest City, and 156 Oak Street Extension in Forest City. Go see them. Take your tax refund. Put a down payment down at Friendship.
Breakfast brought to us by Mitchum's Kitchen.
The incredible